All right, welcome to Divekick Infinite. I am your host, Thanos PKC, and we're back with another character discussion on Redacted this time. And we're just going to jump right into it. Um, Redacted is one of the better characters, I would say. She has a lot of tools that can deal with a lot of the cast, and hopefully we can kind of show you how to play as her and against her. But let's go ahead and jump into it. Right. Here I think we're just gonna have a dive and redacted set for now. Make sure the game volume is good. Turned it up just a little bit, so hopefully it's okay for you guys out there. If not, let me know. I'll try to change it so it's good sounding compared to my voice. So you get a nice downworld rain. Okay, I might have to change that, but I guess we'll leave it for now. Not fond of downworld because of the rain. I like the rain. All right, so let's, as usual, we'll go over her normals first. This is what her jump looks like, and let's see. This is what her kickback looks like. You'll notice that it's pretty short, and that's her kick. So that's like the basics of her normals. You'll notice that she's fairly fast, and this has to do with not only her kick speed but also her gravity. So her gravity is the highest of the group, and it's actually I'll say more than double like dives. You notice that when both of them jump, Redect is going to land a lot faster than dive because her gravity is just, I think the actual number is 4, while dive is like 1.6. I can't remember the exact number, but um, safe to say, Redacted has the highest gravity. The next one would be Kung, and if I actually had Kung here, you can tell like the amount it takes for Kung to jump and land is the same amount of time for Redacted, except Redacted gets like this much higher. So it's pretty fast. And same with the kickback, as you can see. And this high gravity has other repercussions that we can probably cover in matchup specific situations. But for now, just know that the increased gravity allows Redacted to return to the ground faster, just like Kung, and that's what kind of makes her is part of what makes her pretty strong. Um, Now her kick speed is pretty fast as well. Sometimes if you're playing online, it's really hard to see her. Um, and this like I guess vertical style of kicking is it doesn't allow her to move too far horizontally, but she can get up and down really quickly, and she can move, with short steps like that. Um, Another thing to note is her kickbox size. Um, let's see if I can get a pause here. All right. So her kickbox is, I want to say, let's see, that's her crotch. Um, About there is kind of where, actually, it's a little bit higher probably. I would say it's all the way up to the knee, and maybe right here. Trace that first line. Say like that. So this whole area here is active when she kicks, and her hurt box is maybe up to here, I think. So if you ever kick into her, the lower you are towards her toes, the more it's going to be a loss, and towards the knee is going to be uh, hopefully a trade and hopefully not a loss. But above the knee should be a win. And this is fairly significant. She's got the best kickbox in the game that I guess that's my opinion, but I don't think anybody else comes close to this except for maybe Redacted, and Redacted is a special case because, or sorry, not Redacted, Stream. Stream is a special case because she's a little bit slower than the rest of the cast. I mean, not she, but he's a little bit slower than the rest of the cast, so it's a bit different, but you'll find Stream winning trades just as much as Redacted, except it doesn't look as bad because Redacted, like when when Redacted takes a kick on the shin, it definitely looks like you're supposed to kill her, but most likely she'll win or there'll be a trade. So this heavy kickbox matched with her speed makes it so that pretty much when she's moving, you're only looking at like this. Obviously the headshot's good, but this is the size of what you need to hit, and it moves pretty quickly throughout the screen. So like trying to toe tap her when she lands is gonna be tough because you got to make sure to get it on the landing frame, not while she's kicking. Because if you get it while she's kicking, then you'll actually hit into her best side of her hitbox, which will cause you to lose. Now, let's see. Let's go over kind of her jumps. There's a little bit more scribbles I need to erase. All right. Whenever you jump with Redacted, you want to be careful on your timing because since her gravity pulls her down, if you tend to react to a jump really quickly, you'll note that you might land before you might jump up and land before they've come down. So, if they're threatening you with a jump and you jump too early, you notice that you're going to come down about the same time they do. So you want to like have it so that you're reacting a little bit later than the rest of the cast, like say dive, because of that gravity difference, you want to make sure that you have a chance to punish their landing or have them descend while you're coming up. And if you jump too early, they'll still be like hanging in the air because gravity won't be pulling them down, and then you'll start to fall below them. With dive with the kick jam might be not be the best example, but you can tell that dive still floats a lot longer than Redacted when doing this comparison. And same with the kickback. Let's see how do I do this. Yeah. Let's see. So I'll have dive jump and then I'll have Redacted kind of react really fast. So you notice how I landed there before dive did. Oop, it's time. Oh, I should have moved dive forward so we can keep this round and not have to reset. But I think you guys get the picture. The main thing you want to recognize is that your timing of when to respond to jumps will be a little bit later when compared to the rest of the cast because you don't want to be on the descent. And just something to note about that's very special about her normals. Yeah. And we'll see the kickback. All right, so obviously when dive's that close, you might want to jump anyway just to get out the way. But I guess we can move over into specials now because that's kind of one of the things that she has a tool to deal with that, and that's Feral. So Feral you can activate by pressing both buttons on the ground. Oop. You need 3 kicks a meter, and then you can activate it. And you can tell it's called Feral Stance, but you can tell she moves into this crouch position and starts growling, and she'll actually gain meter while it's held. Now, this also has the added bonus of changing her hitboxes. So instead of having her head, up in front, it's now low in front. And let's go over where her hitboxes actually are. Let's see. I believe that her torso and up are obviously you can hit her in the head, but her torso and up are the only ones that are hittable. So her tail and her like butt area will not be you can't hit that. So even if you try like kicking right here, it won't actually connect. So the target I usually aim for when I'm trying to hit Redacted crouched is this hump. If I can touch that hump, then I feel like I can hit her. But this change in hitbox allows her to dodge a lot of things, and when you get close to the other player, sometimes it'll be hard to retreat because she doesn't have a very her kickback doesn't move horizontally that much, and so you don't want to kick back, and you want to just stay where you are and give them the mix above. Do they go high or do they go low? And so if dive jumps up, you can always duck. Let me see if I can time a kick here. Oh, no. All right, so jump. So notice that didn't hit the tail. I'll try to show you a little bit more where dive can't hit even the butt area. Notice that it didn't connect until it kind of came towards the feet, the front legs, or I guess the front arms in this case. Yeah, I noticed that was a miss too. So I guess it's a little deeper than I normally aim, but that's like if you feel like you hit that center mass of that hump, I feel like you can actually tag her. And I guess there are some extra things that you need to know about feral stance as well. You can actually cancel your landing frames. So when you land from a jump or a kick, you have 4 frames of landing, and if you do your special in that time, you should be able to cancel your landing and go straight into feral. Hopefully I'm doing that fast enough. But yeah, it's probably hard to see because she's so fast anyway. But it's pretty important. And another thing is while you're in feral stance, you can actually jump backwards. It's called the goofy jump. It's actually they show you how to do it in the how to play, but I'm going to show you here now. That's basically when you're doing feral, you're holding buttons. You can lift off the D button and press the D button again, and you'll notice that you'll do a jump facing the other way. And you can also kick the other way if you want to. Again, that's hold both buttons, lift D, press D to perform it. All right, let me get off the wall here. One of the things that happens in the game is sometimes you'll press D into K too fast because you'll want to do like a kick like this, but you'll do something like this, and that's because it's thinking you want to do your special because you press the buttons so close to each other. And you might want to watch out for that because sometimes you want to try to go in for that quick attack, but then you kind of do this like twitch thing where it goes into feral for like a split second. And you could use that offensively to kind of get the person to do something and not commit to really much anything besides like a frame of like being like this. So you could use it to your advantage, but be careful not to do it unintentionally. And it's good to note that when you're planking D into K. Oh, I'll wait for this announcement here. When you plank D into K, you actually go in the feral. But if you do it the other way, where you plank K into D, you're not going to get the dip unless you press it both at the same time. So if you are bad at pressing D plus K like I am, then you might want to plank it instead of just pressing it down at once. After you land, you auto face, and if you end up kicking and canceling your landing into feral backwards, you can get into feral backwards because when you land and you cancel your landing frames, it doesn't give you a chance to auto face. This can be important in another trick, but I'm gonna go ahead and talk about Cornered Beast first, which is the air special Redacted. All right, gonna need a few kicks to build it up. So this one you can do, her air special you can do from a jump up or a jump back, and also a jump from the air special itself. But it Yeah, you can't do it mid-kick. So I don't know if you saw me pushing the buttons there while I was kicking, but I was not able to do it from the middle of a kick. Try that again. Nope, doesn't look like it. Oh, there you go. I did it there because I didn't kick. But as you can see, Redacted kind of bounces to the wall, and she'll go back towards the wall and hang on the wall for as long as you have meter. Your meter will drain while you're clinging onto the wall. If you run out of meter, it'll auto jump away from the wall, and then you can interrupt that. You can cancel that jump into a kick. If you just want to jump and not waste your meter, if you want to jump right away, then you want to press dive as soon as you hit the wall. That way you can jump out of it, or anytime while it's draining and while you're on top of the wall. Or you can press kick to fall straight down out of that as well. It gives you the option of whether you want to commit or if you want to just land instead of committing. If you press kick, you'll notice that she'll fall straight down. Let's see, I'm gonna have to get a little bit more meter. Yeah, you'll notice that she'll just fall straight down. You can kick out of that position as well, I believe. So let me try that out just so I can show you guys. Building up some meter. Yeah, so you can kick as you're falling out of that. You can see I'm using Goofy here to like kind of build meter in the opposite direction. But that's the jump forward and kick instead of the fall and kick. And you could actually do 2 cornered beasts in a row. Oh, I'm not fast enough. Let me build up some meter again. Yeah, there you go. You saw me bounce to the wall twice. That's only if you have enough meter, but if you end up doing your jump and realizing that it's not great, you can always go back to the wall if you have enough meter. I don't think I've seen that used in play a lot, but it does happen, I guess. It's very rare because you don't want to use that much meter, and most of the time it's really hard to do it on reaction as well. But if you're fast enough to recognize things, it is a tool that you can use. All right, let's see. I think it's good to talk about kind of like her jumping towards the wall if she's not near the wall. You'll notice that she has like a descending arc, kind of. Actually, let's just go into. She has a descending arc, and the further you are away from the wall, the lower you're going to cling onto it. So if you're backed up against the wall, you'll be higher. Let's yeah, I noticed that that was a very low jump because I was so far away from the wall. Obviously, if you're backed up against the corner, you'll always get that high one because the camera won't move. Let's go ahead and, oops. Let's go ahead and build some meter and get back to the wall so you guys can see that. Oop. All right. And you'll notice that when you jump and kick, it goes a lot further because the camera like didn't have to adjust for you going backwards. So you get when you're cornered by someone and you have meter for cornered beasts, it's a very strong option for some like instant offense. And it makes Redacted hard to corner. I guess that's aptly named as cornered beast because yeah, she's a beast if you try to corner her. There are some there's something called a forward cornered beast or a forward jump. And that's kind of plays with the mechanics of barreling backwards and then jumping up. So right now I'm facing to the left and it counts me as facing left. And even if I do a goofy jump, it still counts me as facing left. And if I do an air special from that position, I'll actually try to go towards the other wall. And you can see how like I jumped towards dive there. I can't actually kick out of it because it's looking for me to jump and cling onto a wall, and normally you can't kick out of that. And so, but you can use this as like a forward movement if you can get into that position. I did it the long way, but there's a faster way to get into that position. We'll wait for the next round. but it involves kind of like a car cancel or a blink, where you're when you do this, when you're pressing it really fast, it's the same thing, but you do it with a goofy jump. So you press D plus K, you lift up D, and then you plink into DK, while for one of the you want to have K held down when you hit the D. So it's a little finicky, but with a little practice, you should be able to execute it. So again, that's D plus K, and then plink into DK. There you go. And then you should be able to do a forward jump from there. You could do it the long way as well. Cancel your landing from a jump. Oh. There you go. You could cancel your landing from a jump to get into the backwards ferrule and move. Now, if you're doing like a ferrule like this, and you jump, you'll jump towards them again. So let me try again. Oh, I didn't press both buttons. Let me try that one more time. I am not the game developer at all. Sorry, Arioxini Is that right? Arioxini is the name of one of our chats here, asking if I'm the game developer. And no, I'm not the game developer. The game developer is Iron Galaxy. They're a publisher, and they have a new game out called Rumbleverse. But back in 2000, I want to say 12, they started working on this game, or maybe even earlier than that, but they're the main team to work on it. There's a prototype made by Keats, and he had a Kickstarter team, and then that game eventually got picked up by Argen Galaxy. All right, back to our redacted discussion. What was I going to do here? I was going to ferrule and kick above her, and then have her see which way she's facing when she does her corner beast. So I guess we'll wait for the next round. If you do have any other questions, just throw up in chat. I'll try to answer it. I'm going to try to focus on the redacted content for now, but feel free to throw a question. If I get to it, I'll get to it. All right, let's get the... Yeah, so notice that because I started my initial facing to the right, I want to go to the opposite wall on the left. I think that's about it. I want to emphasize how good ferrule is here. Because let's go ahead and do a little pause here. So ferrule, remember when I was talking about like the area that you want to hit? So the area you want to hit is probably up to here and up, because down here is probably trade or lose. So as she's coming down, that looks like maybe like this, right? And well, probably lower than that. Let's try it like that. So as you're trying to aim for this higher area, she can cancel her landing and make it so that her hitbox is right here. So you basically sail past it. So the window to hit like this area, as she goes to the ground, can be taken away earlier by her just ducking. And a lot of characters, if you... Here, let me bring back the regular screen here. If you look at dive here, normally if dive kicks into this position, you can aim high on the landing, not necessarily on the... you don't have to worry about toe tapping, because if you aim high, even if they jump, you can probably still catch them as they're moving out of the way if you're close enough. But with Redacted, if you aim high, she can duck. So it makes like trying to punish her movement coming in. Let's go back to the screen. It makes trying to punish this movement coming in. The window is very small, and you can only target maybe that area. Don't know why I had that bump there, but yeah, you can only target this area. So um, her speed and gravity combined with her kickbox makes her a really elusive target to hit. And you add Feral to that, and it just adds to that dynamic. The point where trying to punish Redacted is going to take you hitting some small windows. So yeah, if you're in a game and you're playing as Redacted, you should really learn how to use Feral whenever you get close because it's a very, very good option. Even here, sometimes it's really hard to hit. Like if you even jump up way too much, you'll miss it. So definitely make use of that Feral. All right, let's talk about Kickfactor now. It's pretty simple. All she does is she gets extra speed. Notice that she jumps pretty high. She's even faster than she was before. And it is of note that when she does her cornered beast, the jump is even faster and farther. I don't know, actually, yeah, I think it is farther because the jump from the wall has a little bit extra velocity. Let's go ahead and show that. Oh, it's good to note here. Sometimes if you're building Kickfactor, you might want to build it kicking backwards so you don't have to worry about um, doing it unsafely. So instead of like kicking towards your opponent and doing Kickfactor, you can do it safely. So let's go ahead and do that jump off the wall. Notice that I'm just jumping off the wall and I can reach like from neutral position. I can reach there with a pretty fast attack. So that's some cheese you might want to pull out when facing a character you've got less a little bit of your Kickfactor left. You can always go with I like to call it the corned beef special, just because it's cornered beast, and I'm just making a play off of uh, cornered beast and calling it a corned beef. It's corny. Anyway, um, let's move into her basically her common offense. Um, actually, it's a good time to pause it here and get the screen up. Um, so I previously talked about her like jumping up and landing fast, and then her kickback kind of going very short as well. So whenever she retreats, it's not that far. And even when she does like a feral into jump and kick, it doesn't go back that far. It's probably a little bit further than doing a kickback, but it's a lot slower. And so her ability to move this way is a lot weaker than most characters, but moving back, I'd say it's even worse. So this way being even worse than this way because she can do fast jumps like that, but in order to do her kickback, it's a lot slower because she has to wait for herself to fall instead of just kicking. Um, and if you want to do it with Feral, you still have to get into Feral, jump up, and Goofy jump, and that will take some time as well. But because of that dynamic, one of the windows that puts her in an unsafe position is kind of, I want to say, right here. Basically, it's outside of the range where she can do a quick DK and tag. So if she's short here and can't hit dive, so dive can actually react really quickly, and he knows that he won't be hit with a fast attack. If she jumps higher, then he'll have more time to react. And so this position where she's just out of range isn't good because her retreating from this position isn't a good option either because dive can possibly chase that down. Let's talk about about this without referring to Dive specifically, and that's any character who has the ability to chase down this kickback or her jump in this position will have a good advantage while she's there. And so, as Redacted, you're going to try to cross this threshold so that you can get in and close. Because once you get close, you now have the mix-up of just ducking under them and them going over you, or just going up and kicking them. And the reason why you should learn how to goofy jump is that when you're on the ground and someone kicks over you, you can then use your goofy jump to jump up and face this way earlier. Like you don't really have to wait for them to cross you just yet. You can jump as they're moving, and you can get a kick to punish them for crossing you up. Hopefully, when we get into games, you can kind of see that a little better. It'll be a little bit hard to do that by myself right now. But that's kind of when you're doing a rushdown with Redacted, you want to get across this threshold of the bad spot area and get into that close range where you can kick them with a quick kick, or you can duck underneath their kick and punish them. And in a similar fashion of how I talked about Kung last time, Redacted kind of has a similar offense, but just in a there's a different way to go about it. And that's, you inch forward until you can get that that unreactable kick to be a threat, or you can play defense, because having that quick jump, being able to react to things coming your way last minute just because you have that very fast jump, it allows you to play defense really well. And not only that, when you have an option to move your head down to the ground so that you can duck kicks that are coming in, that puts your defense pretty high. And so if you don't want to rush down, you could also just play defense. And the last obvious one is playing for Kickfactor. Obviously, when you get that extra speed, you become much more of a threat. This threshold becomes, pushed back a little bit more. You're now threatening from even further distance. And so Kickfactor is a strong option for a lot of characters, and it really comes down to matchup to figure out who has a stronger Kickfactor and who can be left alone. There's some characters you don't want to give meter to, so building your Kickfactor is not important, but that's more of a matchup dependent discussion. We're still here in the general area. Let me see. I was gonna have a guest speaker today, but I'm not sure if they had to be busy. So let me double check to see if they can come on. 1 second. Yeah, it looks like they got pulled into something, so they won't be able to join us today. Let me see if I can pull in some other people when we go to casuals, but I'll go ahead and continue with my discussion on the counterplay to Redacted. Actually, let's do a little bit of examples if I can of kind of that distance and where you want to be. Let's go into the game. All right. So right here is kind of that distance where if I do a quick one, notice that I'm short. And if I try to go back, I'm still within that far kick range. So imagine you get in this position where you're here and you want to kick back, and then they just chase your kick back down because they can reach that far. That's kind of where you don't want to be. So when you're trying to approach dive, you want to look to you don't want to be in that area where you're close enough to hit but not retreat. So as you're moving, you want to look to come past it, take 2 steps, and get this close. And now you can go down, bait them to try to kick you, or you can go ahead and jump and try to kick them. Doing a long jump like this in is probably a little bit more dangerous than doing just 2 quick jumps like that. As you can see, I tend to blank or car cancel the feral a lot too, so as you're playing Redacted, definitely watch out for that. All right. So right here, you notice that doing a quick kick is pretty tough. Like you have to hit like the neck or the upper shoulders to hit. So going into that crouch mode when you get a bit close is pretty strong, especially if they're already jumping in the air. If they're already jumping, you can go ahead and punish that way. I think that was a little bit slow, but you get the idea. Basically, doing a goofy jump allows you to kind of get into that punish position pretty quickly. Okay, so again, just to break it down again, the common offense are inching forward, crossing that no man's land for a fast attack, defending, just being on the defensive side, waiting for them to come in. If they approach you with a kick that's pretty slow, you can react to it with all your speed. And then also building a meter for Kickfactor. And let's talk about building meter. If you're building meter like this, you'll notice that you'll move forward almost as much as you go like that. So doing it with KK, you might as well do it with DK because it's a little bit faster. And if you do need a backup, some of that. You do need a backup. You notice that this is a little bit, it doesn't go back that far. If you have time, that goes back further. I think it's probably like two jumps. Yeah, it's like 2 jumps almost. Maybe 1.5, maybe one in 60%. But it is faster to do a feral kickback or a goofy jump into a kick backwards. And also this retreat builds you meter. So you want to think about being able to do that goofy jump into kick. That way you can build meter in both directions. And once you do get Kickfactor, then you can kind of cross that area a lot faster. And you can use your speed to get that kill. All right, let's talk about counterplay now. A lot of it has to do with recognizing where you want to hit Redacted. So as we talked about before, aiming, you want to adjust your aim to not go for toe taps because while you can sometimes hit them, they're a lot more risky than just aiming for this like midsection area. You can actually catch your head on the way down, and it's also going to be a larger target for you to hit. If you put it into trying to catch your toe taps, if the window is, oops, let me should I go back to the game before I blind everyone? The window is going to be, if she jumps really fast again, her window is not that high. So you got like four frames on the ground, and then she jumps up again. And if you're too early, you'll get hit, and if you're too late, you'll get hit because she's already in the air and she can kick you again. So I think that aiming for toe taps is a high risk situation. Obviously, if you're good at timing, then go ahead and go for it. But just know that it carries more inherent risk. So you want to make sure to aim for kind of that midsection area. So as you're kicking, you want to look to kick here. Also, it does kind of protect you from the cross up because of the fact that she still has time. Let me brighten this up a little bit. She still takes time to land and then get into feral, or at least let's say you jump up and she's just coming in and you're kicking here and she lands. If she wants to kick you, she has to like jump again, and most of the time if they're in this motion, they'll want to go into feral first, and that'll give you more time to kind of like get away on the cross up. So when you cross them up, there are situations where you can survive and they might not have enough time unless they're really on point with their punishes. So it gives you much more survivability the higher you aim, but you don't want to aim too high because then you'll miss. But I would say don't focus on toe taps, focus on the core of the body, and that puts you in a position where you can survive turnarounds a little bit better, and you don't have to worry about trading on the toe tap or losing on the toe tap. And if you have the ability to, you want to be able to try to chase that kickback down. Know when she's in that zone where she can't move forward, and you pretty much have all the initiative. Don't, I would say don't be jittery with your movement, because if you do, Redacted has the speed to capitalize on it. So if you're in a good position, make sure to hold up tight, watch for her to do something, and if she's not doing something, then you can decide if you're too far from line, if you want to build meter, but just remember that you're in a strong position if she tries to come in. And so maybe wait for them to make a mistake. If they decide to just hold up and be defensive, then there are situations where you can use your specials to your advantage. Let's go ahead and get back into this and kind of go over where that position is again. Oop. All right, so most of the time when you're standing next to dive, I think this is fairly close. If this was a dive versus dive, you'd probably get tagged, but against Redacted, you might have a chance. This might be cooked too close. I might want to go back just a little bit. Yeah, so right here, I'm pretty confident that I think like right here is where I stand for normal people, or for against dive. I can stand a little bit closer against Redacted, because I know that if she does a move, I can actually she won't. It'll take some time for her to reach me this far away, so she'll have to either jump higher or she'll be short. So once you know that, you can kind of get in that position, wait for them to make a mistake, and if they do a kickback, look to see if you kind of jump this way and they do a duck, um, you can try to kick them down low, because her head will still be in front. That will be a mix-up, because she can then jump and punish you. But just know your options, that once you're in the air and she's ducking, just know what you can do. For dive, the option is you can do a fastball and then kick. That will be a lot harder to react to. You can try to kick through, obviously and hope they jump into it as well. It's obviously tough when you're already in the air and she is in a position where she can duck easily. So the closer she is, the harder it is to hit her head coming down. The other thing you want to do when facing Redacted is watch for those feral patterns, because the movement where she puts her head forward, if she's doing it at the point where she doesn't need to and she's like doing it preemptively, that's a head right in front of you that you can kick, and you want to try to get those punishes in. So when you're facing a Redacted, you want to note when and how often they do their feral, so that if they come in on you, oops, and they go like this, instead of doing a DK or a jump high, you can do a KK to try to hit them in the head, or just get the kill. If you can notice their feral patterns, because there will be ferals if you're facing a good Redacted, then you should be able to tag them when they go into it, because that move, while it's very good, does come with risk. I think that might be it for counterplay. I think I covered, the rush down spacing, being able to like the target area where you want to attack, and the punishing their kickback if you can, if you're fast enough, and watching for their feral patterns. Let's talk about Redacted being concussed. All right, so Redacted's head is a little bit forward than her body, and this makes for some generous properties when she is concussed. Actually, let's go ahead and concuss her already before I pause the screen. Oh, that was the wrong character. She still has a pretty fast jump, but you'll notice that her head is not there, but somewhat forward than her body. And This means that you can, just like I explained with Jafali, you can actually cross her up. You can aim for this area over here, and while she's standing, she'll face this way, and her head will be right where your kick is. So this way you can actually cover, a lot of options in that you're actually aiming for her head. It's just you're aiming for her head on the other side. And that higher kick allows her less room to be able to jump and escape it. So, and she doesn't have Feral at this point because she has no meter and you can't do specials when you are concussed. So you want to take advantage of that fact. And since her movement, where she kicks forward, is going to be, it's very short, trying to get close to set up this attack will be a lot easier. You do want to be careful not getting too close because she is still pretty fast while she's concussed, but as long as you're careful, you should be able to set up something where you're pretty close and you can do a nice jump and cross her up on basically from above her. And that's assuming that you have a character who can actually jump high enough. But that's kind of the main thought when facing Redacted Concussed. I mean, getting to this power position is kind of the go-to for most characters when another character is concussed because you have an angle on their head, and they're trying to stop you from getting there. But the main thing about Redacted that's different than a lot is her kickback is really, really shallow. So if you don't want to go for her headshot, even if you jump and she jumps on reaction, if she jumps pretty quickly to kind of like get out of the way, she's actually going to land a lot sooner, and you'll still get the chase down kill if you don't want to go for the headshot. And that might be something to note is if you're Redacted and you're trying to go for a reaction kill, you want to wait a lot longer, and it's a lot more risky though because once they're up here waiting a little bit longer and to do a kickback, they might hit you in the head still. And when you're playing as Redacted, it's just going to be pretty tough when you are concussed. But you do have the extra speed to actually jump if they go for low attacks. So I'd say you want to focus on not getting headshot again as Redacted first, just because your retreat option isn't as good as other players. So like, backing up to the wall and having the time run out isn't going to happen as much for you because of the fact that you can't retreat that fast. So you're either going to have to look to hit them on the approach, or you're going to have to try to get them to hit somewhere on your body that isn't your head. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it for concussion. I talked about jump timing delay and cross up and turnaround. Yeah, that should be it. All right, let's talk about line play. So again, just a reminder, line play is as the time goes down to 0, what are your options to take or defend line? Line being the center of the stage. When the time expires, and gets close, you'll see a nice red line, and whoever's closest to the center of the stage will win the round. Because Redacted has such a high jump, her taking line and defending line is pretty good. As long as people can't get over her, she can be able to, sit on the line and just react to people coming in with a fast kick, high jump into a kick. And if she wants to take it more safely and someone might want to go over, she can always try to duck to try to take that line. Let me see if I can show you her feral. So I believe that even if you're in the stance, you're not like pushing yourself forward, but I haven't tested it. So let's go ahead and test it right now. So we think that this is going to be a tie, but I'm going to go ahead and feral forward and see if it's a loss. Nope, looks like it's tie still. Let's see if I can do that again, but be kind of like in front of the line. Okay, let's see who's closer. Hopefully, I tried to get Dive as close to the line as possible, but we'll see if that works. Yeah, so it looks like Dive is closer. So wherever your feet are, that's where you want to consider yourself for the line if you go into feral. You could also defend with backwards feral. This makes your low end like not tappable. So if they want to try to tap you, they can't. So you could try to defend line in this position because you could still jump up and punish if they try to come in, but you're also not putting your head forward. Um, Obviously, trying to set that up is going to take a little bit more time to set it up, but let's see. But it's another option to when you're defending line. I don't know if I can get the backwards feral because this is a little bit too fast. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's about as long as it takes to set up the backwards feral. All right. Let's look at what else we need to do here. Line play, gem selection. Let me think if there's any more in line play that we should think about. Most of the time, it's with Redacted being so fast, unless you're playing really defensively, you don't have to worry too much about time. But if you do go to time, I feel like Redacted feels very strong because of her kickbox. So if you end up kicking towards the line at the same time and your feet clash, Redacted has the best hitbox in the game, and so I usually give her the advantage when it comes to line play. The only people who can give her trouble are those that um, can disrupt like that area where they can push you off the area. Like Kenny has like a bullet where if you stay in the area you'll get frozen and he can come in for the kick. But for the most part, she puts up a good static defense with her normals, and if she wants to take it defensively and like go for the tie and try not to get hit, she can use Feral to kind of move her hitbox so she doesn't get hit. And she's got a pretty high jump, so even just trying to jump in the air right at the last second can give you some safety as well. All right, I think that might be it on line play. We can talk about gem selection. Let's go ahead and go to the versus screen to take a look. Let me go ahead and pick Kung Pao too, just in case, so you guys can see the jump difference. So meter gem gives you more meter per kick. I guess I didn't go over it, but Redacted doesn't build meter as fast as other characters, but you saw me struggling trying to build meter for air special. I don't think that meter gem is worth it though, because the kick gem just gives you so much more speed, and the dive gem can be necessary when you want to match the height of other characters. And so I would say that the meter gem Kickfactor is good, but I think you get there naturally anyway, and you do have usually room to kick. And while your air specials can be good for like getting you out of a bad situation or a bad jump, I don't think it's worth picking this gem over the kick gem or the dive gem. If you are like more defensive, then definitely a dive gem, but I think I would recommend kick gem and only dive gem for when you need the height. YOLO gem, play at your own discretion. I think of this as a fun gem and not that competitive, because we play during our tournaments we play best of 5 sets, and that means you need to win 3 games. So you have to win. If you're using this gem, you have to win 5 games in a row 3 times before or sorry, 5 rounds in a row 3 times before your opponent wins 3 rounds, and that's a very tough thing to do. And if you're already playing well enough to do that, then I think you'd be fine on a regular gem. So that's my take on the yellow gem. I'm pretty sure that everyone else will have different opinions on that. Since we're here, I kind of wanted to show you the jumping with Kung and Redacted. How both of them jumping at the same time will land at the same. They'll both land at the same time as well, even though Redacted jumps so much higher. And as I mentioned before, Kung is pretty good because she does get back to the ground a lot faster than most characters. And that's Redacted is the same thing, but she just gets way more height. Obviously, the kickback can be different. Kung Pao's goes towards the back end of the screen more, but in terms of landing, it's about the same because gravity is exactly the same for them. Or not the same for them, but compared to how high they jump, their gravity pulls them back down at the same time. All right. let's see. We did gem selection. I guess we have to go into some games now. Let's see if we can find some people to play with. Let's see. Oh, actually, my guest speaker might be able to be free. I don't know. So let me go check in with them to see if they can stop by. But if not, we'll go ahead and see and try to pull in some people to play. 1 second. All right, we'll see. I'm not sure if they'll be free, but we're gonna go ahead and look for some. I'm gonna go ahead and post in Discord to see if I can find some games, and maybe we'll run some redacted against them. Or if we can find a redacted player, we can have them play against me as a matchup of your choosing. So if you do have a character you want to see play against redacted, go ahead and throw it in chat. Also, while you're in chat, if you aren't part of our Discord, type in !Discord to get an invite link. It's been revamped since I want to say May, and we're trying to kind of gather all the Divekick players and put them all in one place so that we can find games easily. And we also host the tournaments there, so you can join the Discord to um, find games and register for tournaments. And hopefully, if you do like Divekick, you'll come and join us. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and use that right now and see if I can find some games. 1 second. I'll go ahead and put it back to the casual screen so you guys have some information you can look at and a little music. Be right back. All right, I put out a request in Discord, and it may take some time for someone to reply. But in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and we'll probably jump into some stories so you can see Redacted against the cast and how she moves, and I guess how I play her. I'm not that great of a Redacted player, but I at least can try to give you an example of of the principles I was trying to push earlier. All right. Trying to think about what gem to go with the story because you're playing against the whole cast. Normally I like to do. Oh, we do have Ubersaw Medic who can jump in for some games. I guess we'll get out of the story then. Medic, go ahead and make an unranked lobby, and I'll go ahead and join you. If you are in chat and you do want to play as well, go ahead and queue up, and we'll try to get some games going on here. Let me go ahead and change my GGPO delay options because Ubersaw Medic is a little bit further away than me than I like, but luckily Divekick comes with rollback netcode. The GGPO delay frames is like it's delay plus rollback, and the further someone is, you'll want to bump this up a little bit so you can get a little bit smoother game, even though you're playing across the country or across an ocean, I should say. All right, go into online. Go on to search public hobbies. See if we can find Ubersaw. All right. So it looks like Ubersaw's not going to go red. I'll be playing Redacted, and I believe he wants to play Dive first. So go into red. Then I will update some names here so we can see a score as well. In this particular matchup, I like to go with the kick gem, and that has to do with when you do a kickback with the dive gem, you might be in the air too long that dive can chase you down a lot easier. When you have the kick gem, you don't have that extra velocity, so you land a little bit better, and you have a chance to get into feral and with dive slower kick. So I'll be going with the kick gem in this particular scenario. All right, good luck, have fun, Ubersaw. Score up. This might be pretty tough for Ubersaw to play. Watching Redacted online is she can be very teleporty just because she's so fast, but it's okay. All right. So right now I'm just playing Ubersaw right now, but I think our guest speaker might have some time. They just showed up, so maybe we can pull him in soon. But we're gonna play the set with Ubersaw first and see how it goes. So far I'm doing pretty well though. About to get Kickfactor, so I'm gonna go ahead and do a goofy jump so I can do it a little bit safer. Awesome. I'll try to explain as I go, kind of what I'm doing, but it'll be kind of tough. But I think I play a little bit more rushdown Redacted, so I'm just going to go ahead and walk forward with D and K, and hopefully they don't punish my pattern. As you can see right there, the hitbox is pretty good. Once they start adjusting to this pattern where I'm just rushing down, then I have to kind of see what they're doing and see if I can adjust my pattern to fix that. But if they can't punish this pattern, I'm just going to go ahead and continue with it. I was a little bit slower there just because I know that they're concussed and I don't want to give away a free round. But let's go ahead and continue the pattern. All right, looks like it's still working. We'll see if Ubersaw can adjust. Oh. Actually, I probably should have been careful there while he was concussed, but I got a little overconfident. Oh. Okay, so that's an example of where a DK Plink will get you killed. I was expecting a jump and a kick, but instead I got a little twitch, and I ended up standing there like an idiot. Okay, he's got the pattern down, so and he's punishing it, so this might be pretty bad for me. We'll see if he pushes forward and if I can catch that. Oh, okay. There's nothing I can do there. Arc is pretty fast, and no matter what, I wouldn't be able to react to it. I was trying to just read the movement in, and I think at the time he moved, if he moved to the regular kick, I would have caught it, but Arc was a lot faster than a regular kick. All right, so as you can tell, I'm like kind of putting some timing differences on my rush downs now. There's the Feral. Didn't really need it because he was so high, but I kept it up just in case. Don't want to leave my head out there. Headshot is good for me. Ooh, very bad approach on my end. I should be able, whenever Dive does a kickback, I should be able to kick into it safely. I could have delayed my kick there, so that it kind of follows the arc of Dive's kick, and I should be able to kick into that space easily. But built some Kickfactor going backwards just so I can do it safely. There, I made a bad jump, and so I used Cornered Beast to kind of get me out of it. Oh, so I was trying to do. I had a very like low sliver of meter left, so I was trying to go ahead and jump against the wall with it, but I was not fast enough. All right, Ubersaw is adjusting, and he's up now, about to take the set. We'll see what we can do to turn that around. So that was a late chase by Ubersaw. He won't be able to catch me by kicking that late, but it is possible to catch that kick back if you kick earlier. There, I was in that position where I couldn't duck fast enough, so he was able to punch me as I tried to duck. Oh, there it is again. I'm gonna have to adjust it because his beginning move looks like it's putting me in that bad spot a lot. Ooh, pretty good survival there. He had a lot of meter as well. We definitely don't want to dive on Kickfactor because it's very dangerous. Ooh, catches my toe. I got a little close there. That's probably one of the rare times you'll see the toe tap. Okay. That jump where I did a far kick, I was really reaching, and I don't feel like that was a very good kick at all. That's usually what happens when there's a toe tap. Ooh, very good defense on Dive's part. Well played. Argen, are you there? Hey, Argen, can you speak one more time? I just want to make sure the volume is okay. Yep, that sounds good. All right. Hopefully everything is okay on your side. If you do need to take care of that stuff, don't worry about me. We can move forward. But if you are available, it's good to have you here. Ubersaw, thank you for jumping in. We're gonna go ahead and move forward with Argenrost next. Argenrost, can you introduce yourself? Yeah, I definitely want to back that up. Argenrost is the best redacted that I know. So, period. um, there are some notable redacteds, specifically Fire Liger was I think he won a CEO. There were a few online that I saw, like Board and I can't remember the other person's name. But there were quite a few Werebear, Skunk Bear players. So I don't. Do you remember any more players' names specifically? Oh, he did. Um, let's see. I just know Mushroom Gas just from Mr. N. He was like grinding ranked a lot. Me and him would play a bunch of games together, and he was just awesome with his setups and his reactions. He really knew that character really well. I really want to know what his redacted play like now. Okay, hold on for a second. They're saying that they can't hear you. I don't know why. Let me double check. Um, let's see. We're in the call together. I see his volume moving up and down, and it's not muted. Can you say something again, Argen, and see if they can say something, if they can hear you? Overkai and Ubersaw, thanks for letting me know. Can you tell me if you can hear him? Nope, not yet. Huh. I guess, let me take down the call in and bring it up again. Maybe it's the share that's doing it. Okay, well, I'll kind of jump out and jump back in. One sec. Okay, can you try to say something now? Okay, Ubersaw, Overkai, can you confirm? You just said something before I did. Nope, not yet. Okay. I'm gonna try to get into just a direct call with you, Argent. Doesn't look like they're hearing it. Wondering why not. Let me it worked just fine before. Oberkai, do you mean you did hear Arjun in the stream at some point? All right. Can you hear me okay here? Yeah. Oh, Oberkai said with calls before the stream. Okay, let me double check my settings. Maybe I changed something. Stream. No. 1 second. Let's see. I guess I'll just turn my monitoring on to see if I can hear first. Testing, testing. I hear myself. Can you speak?
Testing, testing,
Try it again.
testing.
Uh,
Oh,
okay, you can hear it now?
It looks like we got it.
Okay. Turn these ones off. Okay, you guys can hear. Arjun, can you say something again, just to confirm?
Okay, here we go. Looks like we're probably in business.
All right. Sorry about that. All right.
Okay. I
Let's
mean, I
take it
can
from.
just like,
Let's go
yeah,
ahead and
I'll.
jump back into Tourneycast. I can share my screen there, and then um, hopefully we can get the introductions up again. All
Okay, yeah, no problem.
right, we'll be back.
Okay, hopefully we're still working.
Yeah. All right, go ahead and run your introduction. I'm going to go ahead and set up the OBS to share.
Okay, yeah, I'll do the quick version.
Yeah, sounds
So
good.
yeah, my name is Argenrost. I've been playing Divekick basically since launch back in 2013. I've been pretty on and off with the game over the past few years, but I was a regular for the old weekly tournaments where a lot of the old school players and many of the gods among us first met. Um, I have a pretty well established track record for offline events. I've actually won a good portion of the major tournaments that I've gone to offline. I won UFGT 10, which is arguably one of the most competitive offline dive kick tournaments I think we've ever had. Um, I won the first year of Combo Breaker. I won the Evo side tournament in 2015, as well as like a number of other events. I think the only major that I haven't really scored a victory at was CEO. I got second in 2014 and I got fifth in 2015. But other than that, I mean, I'm pretty proud of my track record with this game. I've been playing Redacted since the beginning, and I feel like I've become a pretty strong authority on the character. So
Awesome. Yeah, and I just backed him up saying that Argenrost is the best redacted, period. So hopefully you guys can now hear that and hear his intro.
yep. And the other thing was in terms of like other notable redacted players. I know we mentioned File Liger
Hmm.
is like probably the main one. I believe he actually won CEO 2015. Um, and then I know Board was one, Domog was one, and there were probably a couple of others. But I think the main thing that I mentioned was that Mushroom Gas had a pocket redacted, which was actually kind of scary. Um, but also just with respect to his Mr. N, I'd say Mushroom Gas is probably the number one player that I'm actually like afraid of in a bracket setting, because I'm not entirely confident that I can beat him. I don't say that about many people in this game, so that matchup is terrifying. But that's probably for a later discussion.
Yeah, we can definitely go into matchups soon enough. One question for chat is, did you guys hear the game audio at all while I was doing the explanations? If not, let me know, because maybe that was also missing. I see the volumes going up and down, but I'm not sure. Actually, let me go and unpause it here real quick. Oh, that's kind of bright. Sorry about that.
That is very bright.
Let me know if you guys can hear the actual um, sound effects here in the game. If you can't, then I'll have to figure out. Okay. There was Ubersaw. You could hear it previously. All right. Let me mess with my settings again. But actually, let me just kind of go into the talk anyway. I guess I'll have to pause it and kind of set up the drawing again. All right. So yeah, so I have the screen kind of lighten up while it's paused, so you can kind of see a little bit more, and I can actually pause the game and explain things. But I wanted to talk about the reasons why Redacted is so good, and kind of like the common offense that she has and the common defense. And I wanted to get your thoughts, whether that's if it aligns with yours, if you disagree, other things you want to add, and whatnot. So we're gonna go the quick summary, but can you see the OBS screen so that you can actually see my drawing and whatnot?
Yep.
Okay, so short version, Redacted is very, very fast, so the window to kill her or to hit her is very small. And because of her combined hitbox with her speed and adding Feral on top, it means you can't toe tap her, and you can only hit this body area because this will be a trade or a loss because of her big hitbox. And if you aim too high, she can always duck you because when you add that to Feral, so the window to actually hit Redacted is very very small on her kick. Um, you can chase down if you have a character who's fast enough. You can chase down her kickback because it's very slow, and that's one of her weaknesses in that she can't really retreat fast. And so if she jumps at the wrong time, she'll land before the other characters because of her gravity. And if they have a fast enough kick, they can chase that down. Obviously, Redacted still gives her some kind of out if she can hit it before she lands. But this minimal surface area to actually hit makes Redacted one of the best characters in the game. Any thoughts on
Yeah.
that?
I'd say that's actually a very good way of explaining that I haven't really thought of before. I mean, the hitbox on her kick is definitely one of the best in the game. Like it's very very obvious within like like rounds of
when
playing against the character.
when you trade against a knee, you know something's like up.
Yeah, like it's really one of those things that I mean I'd say it's one of those things that kind of distinguishes like a top tier character in just about any game, but like when you see just how many interactions Redacted is able to win because of the size of the hitbox on her kick that seem pretty nonsensical compared to a lot of their similar interactions in the game. Um, that's already a pretty big indicator right there. There are a number of other characters that also have like very good hitboxes on their kicks. And Redacted still tends to, at worst, trade with a lot of the craziest situations that tend to happen with that.
I'm gonna go ahead and say that I think that Redacted has the number one best hitbox. Number two going to Stream, and number
I agree.
three going to Sensei's Punch.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that. It's kind of funny because I remember in like the older versions of Divekick when Stream's kick hitbox was actually better. That was absolutely a nightmare if you remember that.
Yeah.
And even then, I feel like Redacteds could kind of compete with that, which is really crazy when you think about it, because like Stream's hitbox in vanilla was like that's like a whole new world of like how did I lose that? I mean, you know,
I think it depends on. I think the difference of why Redacted was still even competitive at the time is just the speed. The speed of Stream is far vast like away from what Redacted can produce in terms of like when you have to hit Redacted, she's moving super fast, and Stream like sometimes you don't even have an angle if the kick is just right, and they're chasing you down. And if you do
right?
have the angle, you have a lot of time. And if you messed up hitting the top of that body, then that was all on you. The timing
Yeah,
window is
for
very
sure.
big for you to hit, so it doesn't feel as bad because you know you had an option. Whereas if you miss the timing window on Redacted, she's gonna duck and then punish you.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think it's just her combination of her hitbox plus her speed, and then you put Feral to make it even better. Like that whole package is awesome. And Cornered Beast used to be worse, and then they just made Cornered Beast even better when AE came out. And so it was like,
Yeah.
well, there's extra icing on that.
I mean, realistically, like, I mean, her hitbox is one thing, but I think Feral is like really like the number one key thing that makes this character as powerful as she is.
Yes, I totally agree.
Like, I I think there's a reasonable argument that Feral stance in and of itself is probably the best special move in the entire game.
I mean, it's an instant dodge, and it only takes 3 kicks to build, and it's meter positive after that point.
Yeah, and
It's like
that
it doesn't
wasn't
even
a thing
cost a
in
meter.
vanilla, which is kind of hilarious. They actually buffed Feral stance from vanilla for some reason.
Like if if it drained your meter and you had to like consistently kick to get it back, or there was more windows when you didn't have it, then I feel like that would be better. But that's a discussion for another day. I think we should just focus on what we have and
Yeah,
the power that it gives you.
yeah, for sure.
All right, so that was like my discussion on just her normals and combined with the specials and why she's great. Now I want to kind of talk about her offense, and let's go ahead and do the short version of that. Let's not blind everyone again. All right, let's. Actually, I think that's fine. Right there is good. Go ahead and erase this. So the three avenues I was talking about is obvious one, build Kickfactor. Once you're extra had that extra speed, obviously you're going to be a threat. Two, defend because you have a very fast jump. Any attack that comes in, you'll have a window to react, and she has a high jump as well, so she doesn't have to worry about too many people getting over her. There are some characters that can, but with the speed of her jump, she can get to most of the cast. And a lot of her offense deals with getting past this dead zone, I want to call it. It's like the no man's land, but I have her kind of standing in it right now. Basically, it consists of where she can't hit in one hit, and retreating is a bad option. Um, and that only exists for certain characters who actually chase the retreat. But I believe that this position for her is the hardest one because of the fact that moving backwards is a bad option and moving forwards is a bad option. And trying to rush past that distance, that area, is kind of like the key to her offense. Because once she gets close to a point where she can hit with one hit, or you can draw it a little closer, where she can hit with one with one with one kick. She can also duck to avoid tall attacks, or she can bait you to attack with a tall attack. And getting into that area where you're close and in their face unleashes your fast attack and gives you a mix-up with Feral. And I think that that's her main offense, besides defending and kick factor. Any thoughts?
Yeah, I would say that makes sense. The idea of her having a dead zone, I would say, is again, it's a very good way of explaining something that I've kind of just intuitively known, like playing this character for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like you said, it is more prominent in some matchups than others. Um, the the angle at which your opponent can kick has a pretty big impact on this, obviously.
Yeah, I mean matchups
Um,
specific for sure. We can go into that as we talk about characters. This is more of just like a general description of how do you how do you conduct your offense as redacted. And
yeah.
if you want to just talk about like in your own words, because maybe my words don't make any sense, because sometimes I'm very bad at explaining things. It'd be nice to just hear like when you're in a game like against a character and it's just any character. Let's say you're approaching Kenny and you don't know their stance. Do you just defend or do you just cut them in?
So I've definitely seen and also exercised a lot of different sort of approach styles for this character.
Hmm.
Um, to me, the key thing with Redacted, just in general, is that like because your kick angle is so steep, you can't really be quite as aggressive as you probably would be able to be with other characters. But like the form of aggression that Redacted has is different because of it, because most of what you're trying to do is you're trying to restrict the movement space of your opponent, really.
Okay.
Um, because the primary advantage, obviously, is her speed. Um, because you can't move forward as quickly as other characters without committing more frequently by doing more kicks, um, you have to kind of set up situations where the opponent wants to press. So there's a lot more baiting action out of the opponent, I would say, than with other characters. Um, and also, being able to react to situations as they come is extremely important. Redacted very much rewards reactive playstyles.
Yeah.
Um, and if you can set up situations that will force your opponent to take action, then you can capitalize on that a lot further. And that's really how you get the most mileage out of the character.
Okay.
Um,
So just so I'm understanding this correctly, it does sound like you go into more of a defensive stance where you're waiting for mistakes or trying to push them into mistakes, and also the bait part is kind of where I want a little bit more detail. Like, what's a position where you would be, I do something and this would bait them?
so this is where I guess it gets interesting because you don't want to exist too long in the dead zone that you're talking about here. But at the same time, there is a lot of information that you can collect and situations you can capitalize on by putting yourself within the dead zone at the right timing, if that makes any sense.
Hmm.
Um, the reason being because the feral's a very key piece of this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, the fact that you have access to an instant dodge that is very effective in a great deal of matchups that can sometimes allow you a punish that if your timing is good, you can basically get free headshots off of it,
Hmm.
means that when you kind of get into that dead zone space, there's sort of like there's a situation that you create where you can kind of manipulate the amount of risk that you want to take, and gauge how your opponent will respond based on whether you're retreating from that position or you're choosing to advance. And this is where I say the data collection portion comes in, um, because this is really the space where you'll probably notice that your opponent is either more prone to making like reactive or like twitch plays, or if they're actually trying to like commit and go for more like read based sort of actions. And Redacted has very good answers to both of these, but the question is always, which is your opponent tending to favor?
Hmm.
Um, so you kind of have to operate within that zone well enough to be willing to gather some data about how your opponent wants to respond to you, like even attempting to move, and hopefully using that as kind of the basis of how you approach the rest of the game.
Okay. Okay.
Does that make sense?
No, that does make sense. I mean, you're getting down deep down into the, play the player, understand their patterns, and um, yeah, in a general sense, that all makes perfect sense because it is tough to boil everything down to a general. And when you're talking about, to me, this dead zone only happens if the person you're playing against actually knows and stays in a position of power with the ability to react. If they're in the air or kicking at this moment, this isn't really a dead zone. So
Right.
if you can get them to do something to get them out of that power position, because they at this position they can just wait for you to do something, and if they have, like, let's say Dive had what do you call it, arc here. That's a very scary position to be because he actually has a unreactable that can hit you if you stay there. So,
Yeah.
I mean, you can still duck it, but it is going to be a guess. um, but yeah,
So
I get what you mean in that even in this position, you can force them to move like with a plink, where you do that. You do a fake kick or fake movement, and it might cause them to do something, and that might put them in a bad position.
yeah, I think it's maybe this is just me, but I
Hmm.
feel like this level of detail is kind of what makes Redacted actually like somewhat of a difficult character to play in like higher level settings. Um, because I feel like again, like even though like obviously the hitbox on her kick is very, very good, and she is an incredibly fast character, the fact that she's so restricted in her left right movement can actually be kind of a detriment if you really don't know how to control the character properly.
Yeah, for
So,
sure.
like, whereas with a lot of other characters, your special moves are obviously like a valuable part of your character's kit, but they're kind of supplementary to the game plan for the most part.
Hmm.
Um, with Redacted, you have Feral Stance, which is again an incredibly powerful special move, but it's also like basically an essential part of playing the character at her actual level of potential. So, like, this is why I say Redacted is not necessarily a super beginner friendly character because, if you take someone that's kind of just like coming off of the street per se and picking up and playing this game, you can probably get away with some stuff with Redacted just by virtue of taking advantage of her speed. Um, but and again, we'll probably get into this later when we talk about matchups. But like, there are certain matchups that are entirely made by the existence of Feral Stance, and if you do not use that tool at all, you will find that your life is way way harder.
Way harder. So I'm gonna agree with you in general that anybody who's picking up this game, even at the mid levels, I don't think characters matter as much as playstyle. When you get into the higher levels of people understanding the matchups and the characters more, that's when kind of the option, the diversity starts to narrow, and that's when you get into the high level play. But I think that at mid level, everybody's viable. Everybody can hit anybody.
Yeah, no, I agree with that for sure. I think what I'm trying to say is that like the skill floor on Redacted is pretty reasonable, but the skill ceiling is surprisingly high.
I would say that all the characters who are pretty fast, including Redacted, do have that high skill thing where you have to hit buttons in a conscious, intelligent way and do it really fast. And
Yeah,
the only other person I would, or the other two characters that I would say that are higher are N and Baz,
I agree.
because yeah, N is like he has all the tools, but you have to be fast to use them and precise to use them. And
No,
same with
absolutely.
Baz, where if you drop and you accidentally fling yourself in the wrong direction, it could be life or death.
Yeah, no, for sure.
But yeah, high skill ceiling for sure because of that speed. I think that speed, like, being able to even hit ferals on landing is not something that someone's going to be able to do right at the gate. It might take them it's going to be a lot less than other fighting games, but if someone has a fighting game experience, then they might have that timing down. But if you're just jumping in, you're probably not hitting a landing feral really easily. Nor would you even think to.
Right.
All right, so I kind of want to move into counterplay, and let's try to go pretty quick with this, so maybe we can get some matches in here. Actually, I should ask right now. Do you have time to stay? And if you don't, then that's fine too. But I want to get a sense of your time here, so that I can try to hit all the points that I want to before we end.
I can probably stay for like a quick set.
Okay. Um. So that's. Do we want to just move into that set and not do the discussion?
No, we can still do the discussion, but
Okay.
in terms of like after that, just probably like a quick set.
Okay. Um. So let's just talk about counterplay then. So if you were facing a redacted, obviously you're going to have redacted on your side, but what do you feel are like the common areas for redacted that has problems? And I think the three that I went over are kind of just understanding that dead zone and the rush down spacing. Um, in general, you want to not aim for toe taps because the hitbox is too good. So you
Right.
don't aim for toe taps. You just aim for like core shots in the middle, so that even if you're aiming that high, if you end up crossing her up and she ends up ducking you, you'll have a little bit more time to kind of hopefully escape because you have started your attack a little bit um, while she's kind of more in the air and less closer to the ground.
Mhm.
And the last one was punishing her kickback and empty jumps if you can, if you have the speed to do so, and also one of the main things is watching the feral patterns because feral is such a big part of Redacted's game. Understanding when a person likes to feral and when they do it can allow you to adjust your attacks to basically hit them in the head if they feral at the wrong time.
Right. So I would agree with all of those, and I would add one,
Okay.
which is um, if you actually get a good read on a redacted player's movements, um, really get familiar with a space where you can actually land somewhat consistent headshots. Um, so one thing that's kind of interesting about redacted is if this hasn't been covered before, I'll just say it now or reiterate it.
Is this the
Um,
concussion turnaround?
well, so there is that. Now you reminded me of that.
Okay.
So I'll go over that in a second. But
Oh, the concussion
for
turnaround was covered, but I want to hear the first thing you wanted to talk about.
so the first thing that I wanted to talk about is that even though you don't see it very often, there's like a frame where pretty much every character in this game has like a unique landing animation
Hmm.
that's not necessarily the same as their idle stance. And Redacted's landing animation very oddly exposes her head forward quite a bit. Um, so if you can actually figure out kind of the spacing to be able to um, like meet her on the way down as she's landing, um, Redacted already has like the largest hurt box for her head in the game, I think. It's very, very noticeable. Um, and that hurt box becomes a lot easier to hit during that landing frame of hers.
Hmm.
Um, now, it can be somewhat risky depending on your spacing if you miss it and she ends up being able to feral, but being able to do that consistently is kind of an execution demand for the person playing Redacted. Um, but the point that I really want to make here is that um, as strong as Redacted is as a character, when Redacted is concussed, I like to make the joke that she's probably the worst character in the game. Um, the impact of the speed reduction on Redacted, because of how like speed and movement works in this game, the reduction from concussion is very very prominent for her. Um, and I would say that she's probably one of the easier characters to chain headshot in the game, um, by a pretty significant margin.
Yeah,
Um,
so earlier I did cover. So when she's concussed, the turnaround possibility, but also the fact that she doesn't have her feral tools and
yeah,
she can't retreat. And so even if she tries to retreat, she can still get chased down easily. And so getting into a position, a power position where you're above and close and above them is a lot easier than other characters. So as redacted, when you're in this position, whenever you're in concussed, you look more towards getting another part of your body hit rather than surviving because even if you back up, like most characters have an option to slowly back up and maybe have concussion wear off at the wall, whereas redacted doesn't really have that option. And so
yeah,
people will be able to get in on her. It's just, are they going to land that second headshot?
yeah, no, for sure. Like it's honestly bad enough that like it's like you said, like if I get into a situation where I'm concussed, I am not necessarily looking to steal around because a lot of characters can steal around. I am literally just looking to not get comboed to death.
Yep.
I basically accept that the next round is not for me. Um,
Hmm.
and I just try to avoid
So
prolonging the inevitable, I guess.
yeah,
That is really, if anything, again, it's a testament to just how important Feral is to the character
yep.
because the fact that you are not only much slower, but also are just completely locked out from having that for at least 8 seconds is a pretty big deal.
I think it should be 4 seconds for Dizzy, I believe.
Okay, I probably,
No,
yeah,
no, that's fine.
I
It's details.
yeah.
four
The
seconds.
the
Four
point
seconds feels
being,
like 8 seconds when you're that slow.
4 seconds is a very, very long time in a dive kick round
Yes, it
to
is.
not have access to the tool that largely saves you in like 90% of tense
I
situations.
mean,
So,
I think that you're right because even if you get out, you still need to find 3 kicks of space to get back into Pharaoh.
right. So yeah, I would just say that as you get more familiar with fighting her, really get a good understanding of the state of the game that comes when she gets concussed. Because it's very easy to snowball into a straight victory off of that because of how uniquely crippled she is by that state compared to a lot of other characters.
So, in essence, tighten up your concussion game because you're definitely going to have a shot at chaining her down during
I
that
would
time.
say so.
Yeah.
There are some matchups in particular where I would argue that understanding the concussion game is essential.
Oh, yeah,
Um,
for sure.
I know Capconian can definitely attest to this, that Redacted versus Shoals is a really bad matchup for Shoals until Shoals scores a headshot, and then it's like 9-1 Shoals.
Yeah, Shoals is
It,
the best headshot chainer in the game. So,
yeah. So yeah, learning the concussion game against Redacted is very, very important and arguably essential for a lot of characters.
yeah, the only person I would say, I think that Redacted is probably not the top worst concussed player because there is one more person for sure. Redacted might be in the middle there with some other people who can't jump, like Baz can be pretty tough because he only has a certain jump, but his kicks make him decent. But Mr. N has that pillow for a reason because he has the same angles as Redacted where he can't really retreat, but then he's also a lot larger.
That's that's true.
Yeah, yeah.
That is fair.
He does have the neck pillow though, so that gives him one round of like, okay, don't mess up a second time.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas Redacted doesn't have that neck pillow.
Nope.
All right. Let's see. Line play was the last one I wanted to get. I covered line play as Redacted has a very good idea at line play because one, the kickbox again. Anytime you get into a kick clash at line play, that's as people try to kick into line, it just so happens that your feet can clash, and Redacted is going to win that one or trade. So feeling safe with that allows you to do more things. Also, being able to dodge, taking the line, sitting on line, and being able to just duck when you need to, or go into a backwards feral and try to defend without risking your head in front of you. And also her height, being able to just jump above people coming in. Like Kung is really fast, but when it comes to line play, she suffers a lot because she just can't get that high kick when that area of space just needs to be protected. And so most of it's like pushing the other character back and defending the line from in front of it, whereas Redacted can be behind it, be on it, and be in front of it and still be okay. So I think she has a pretty good line game with the fact that she can dodge things and she can punish things fairly easily.
Yeah, I think Redacted actually has a lot of really, really great things working out for her in terms of the line game. I would say that playing the line game is actually very good for her in a lot of harder matchups or just generally tense situations. Because Redacted is not very good at chasing people anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
So in situations where like you really need to like clutch out a game because you're behind on rounds, or if you're fighting a character like say Dive, or just like another character that is generally very difficult to approach, and time becomes a factor, and your opponent is not really trying to control the line. Um, yeah, I'd say Redacted is very, very good at holding the line in a lot of those situations.
All right. Do you have any favorite tactics when you're like trying to get into line or defend line? Like, would you rather take line or would you rather defend line?
Um,
Or do you like just sitting on it and defending on it?
so depending on the context, sometimes I will honestly just like try to hold the line pretty aggressively.
Mhm.
In general, I think the way that I play Redacted is I like to look at her as a character that is designed to restrict space. I want to slowly push people into the corner up until the point where they have to act.
Mhm.
Because Redacted getting people in the corner is like borderline auto win if you don't mess up.
Mhm.
Probably
No, I
more
mean
so than a lot of characters.
if they're very far from getting the center, you can play defense, and Redacted has very good defense. So
Yeah. So she's definitely one of the better defensive characters in the game for multiple reasons, really. Um, but the main point being that if I'm kind of going in with the approach of like wanting to push the opponent into the corner anyway, um, it's very easy for me to eventually just kind of space myself out and threaten the line. If the opponent is not really prone to taking a whole lot of risks in a given round.
okay,
So if the timer starts wearing down to that point, I'll gladly retreat back to the line and just kind of,
defend.
again, force the issue,
Yeah,
really.
you make that wall and say you're gonna try to pass my fast kick, or you're gonna stay there.
Exactly.
That makes sense. All right. What's your gem preference? I mean, I understand that you have to pick gems for certain matchups, but what gem would you have if you could all the time?
Kick jump for
All right,
sure.
all right, cool. Consensus reached. Kick gem is good. Dive when you need it. That's it.
Yeah, pretty much. Style gem really doesn't do anything for you. Some characters have haha funny meme potential with YOLO. Redacted not so much. And dive gem again is like incredibly useful for specific matchups, but in general, you want the extra speed.
Mhm. All right. Maybe we can go into one match. What match would you like to play?
Uh, I don't really have a preference, so fire up whatever strikes you, and I will make it work.
All right. If there's anyone in chat who wants to see a certain matchup with Redacted, please throw it out. Labuer says which gem versus Pow?
Kick,
I believe that's kick,
absolutely.
yeah, because you want to be able to feral under Pow, and getting
Yeah,
down to the ground faster is what kick will allow you to do.
yeah. You do not want to be like you don't want to be airborne for too long against POW because there's really just no reason to be whatsoever. Um, there's no reason to be, and also you're putting itself at more risk by not being on the ground to be able to respond to things. So,
um, Labuer, do you have a matchup you want to see? If not, I'll go ahead and maybe I'll just do a random, or we can just do like a diver kick to make it simple. Um, I think we saw dive already, so maybe not dive. We could try to do kick.
I'm okay with not fighting dive.
Yeah, I mean kick's just as bad, right?
Actually, kick is way easier.
Okay,
Way easier.
that sounds like we should do that then.
Okay.
So I have I put kick and dive at the same kind of the same level, just because I feel like they have the same threat, and kick can do a lot more chase down, except kick is more susceptible to headshots.
I am willing to concede that it's been a while, and I probably have not played the matchup at the absolute highest level, but I feel like the difference in height leverage is so meaningful comparing dive versus kick that I feel like it actually tips the match way more in Redacted's favor. Like, I would generally say that the dive matchup is like relatively even or maybe even slightly dive favored, but I feel like Redacted versus kick is heavily Redacted favored.
Hmm.
Like, it actually, to me, it makes that much of a difference.
All right, you're definitely gonna show me that difference, because I'm definitely not at the higher level of kick. So
It's been a while for me, so I'm not going to make any promises, but
I mean,
I
we don't we,
will.
there you don't have to win, but just seeing the scenarios is fine with me.
Yeah,
That's what when I get into games to lab things out, it's more about we just want to see the situations come up.
for sure.
Blabur and anybody else in the chat, let me know if you can hear the audio on the game itself. If you can't, let me know. I did try to set it up so you could. Oh, see, I'm gonna move the gems around a little bit. Hopefully, you guys can hear that. Oh, sounds like that's confirmation that it is heard. So let's get into it. Scores. We should probably do that too. All right, all right. Let's see if I can do a little bit better here.
Round 1.
Oh no, okay, this is bad now. Anytime you get headshot as kick, it's bad.
Yeah.
Oop. Did not react in time. People can see me pressing the buttons, so I do have my inputs on. Ooh.
I got greedy.
Yeah, that chase was... kick's a little bit harder to chase, for sure. Oh. I should have just went for the body. I was like, I'll just land and try to go for the headshot again. Ooh. There's that getting hit by that shin.
That's the match there. Oh, nice. Good stall.
Thanks.
Round 7.
Oh, that should have been my hit.
Yeah. If you wouldn't have done K-bomb there, you probably would have got it. You had the right timing.
I don't know if, because the problem is kick's so fast that if I do a normal kick, you can react to it with a regular kick. I think. I'm only theorizing here. I might need K-bomb there to hit it.
This is probably me being kind of crazy, but I feel like I know the timing on that very specific interaction so well that I think you reacted fast enough you would have hit me.
Reacted fast enough. Oh, because if I did a regular kick?
Yeah, if you would have done the regular kick, you did it with the right timing that I think you actually would have caught me on the way down.
You wouldn't have room to get a last second kick to hit me.
No, you did it early enough.
Because I know that
I played the matchup enough that I almost recognize the exact timing of where I would have said, yeah, you're screwed. But I think that was not it.
Because there's a lot of times with kick, like he just moves so fast that I'll get there before you get there, and or I'll be close enough that you can recognize it with a kick, because he has to go decently early into the move. But I'm gonna take your word for it because I haven't played this matchup as much as you have.
That's fair.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
This from above. Round 1.
Yeah, I would say new angle is kind of the tool. Like with dive having arc and kick is like the new angle is his arc. And obviously the kick factor for both is really good. Dive and kick have really good kick factors, so. Oh.
Yeah. K-bomb in this matchup tends to screw you over more than help. I mean, granted, party starter's like literally useless.
Useless, yeah, it's useless in this.
So I personally would just save up the kick factor if I was playing kick in this matchup. Yeah. Okay, well that time it worked out.
Well, I mean, I think a regular kick would have worked there. I was just scared that it wouldn't.
Round 7.
Oh, that was lucky.
Yeah.
That's just me trying to... I was looking for a place to new angle, but I wanted to get in a position to get a good jump, and then you just have to move forward.
Just barely got toe tapped.
Yeah, that's like... I'm not going for that. You know that. I already told you
that
I'm not going for toe tap, so... Anything like that, that's probably accidents.
Round 1.
Oh. I had to kill if I just reacted fast enough.
Yeah, I almost kind of flubbed on my input there, but it worked out. Yeah, I was just early enough.
Round
Mhm.
3 Divekick.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that was better timing. Not too early there.
Yeah.
Divekick.
Oh, man. Thought it could get away.
Round
Yeah, that's why because Kick has the better chase down than Dive does, but obviously Dive has better height advantage for sure.
Round 6 Divekick.
Oh, okay, that was good space taking. I shouldn't
Yeah.
be able to kick there.
Round 7
That's one of the things I think that Dive has a better kickback because his kickback is like, what do you call it? It's more vertical.
Kick wins.
It's a situation where K-Bomb actually like helps a lot.
Yeah.
A regular
yeah.
kick definitely would have gotten you killed.
I think I like to use K-Bomb more just because when you have K-Bomb and you show it, I think that I do this a lot and it's just my style. I like to show that I'll do these things and then it'll give me more space to build meter and then I can go build Kickfactor after. But that's just like
That's
a
fair.
over the set thing.
Yeah.
Yes. From above.
K-Bomb's actually a thing in this matchup that I've never really had the chance to explore much. So,
Ah, okay, cool.
yeah, see, this is the one thing about the kick matchup that I am not familiar with. I could have sworn that I would have had that.
Yeah, I think it's if you're used to the dive, Kicks can punish it just a lot better.
Had to commit.
Round 3 Divekick.
Oh,
I
Too
was like, a
close.
little scared because I tried to press that deliberately, and I'm like, okay, this could either screw me or. Oh my god, I got too greedy. I thought I could chase a little better.
oh yeah, yeah. I was very very scared there. Oh no, too close.
Yeah,
I knew it as soon as I jumped. I was like, no, this is bad. This is way too close. Okay, no headshot. That was very close.
I was gonna say I would take that too.
Oh man,
Oh, I tried.
I'm always on the lookout because I know that it's a thing when you get to that corner.
I had to jump out there.
Yeah, the air special for sure. You had it.
Yeah. I couldn't land fast enough.
I know you said only one set, but let me know if you could go another because definitely
sure,
like
I
to see
can
more
do
play for sure.
Yeah.
I consider that warm-up games. But I'm actually showing you new things with K-Bomb because
Yeah, no, for sure. No, K-Bomb actually changes some of the interactions a lot. Like I have to plan it a little better.
1
I like to me and Cap used to talk about the Church of K-Bomb mix kick. you gotta.
I want to say that I told Cap about the Church of K-Bomb early on, and now I'm here getting wrecked by it. So I'm glad that the Church of K-Bomb is
Spreading the word.
yeah. I'm glad it's getting new members. Yeah.
That was a read on my end. Just total guess.
Yeah.
Sometimes I
I was
gotta
a
do
little
it.
worried about it, but I wanted to try. Oh god. Maybe I should have canceled there.
Round 5
You can do that off the activation into air special, right?
Yep. You can technically cancel her kick into air special.
Only on. You can't do it from the kick though.
No, you can.
Wait a
Maybe
minute.
it's like really early. Like if I see,
yeah.
yeah. In that specific interaction, if I see Kickfactor and I know I'm done for, like I tried. Yeah, I can cancel that first frame into Corner Beast.
I know if you plink it, you can get it, and it'll just show a kick, but it'll have you jump back. But I didn't know you can do it on the first frame.
Yeah. You probably have to mash it, but I've definitely done it before.
I know I've done it where I've kicked, but I mashed it after the Kickfactor frame because that gives you the time to do so. But I don't know if I'm fast
Yeah.
enough to do it like kick and then do that. I don't know if I'm fast enough to do that. I know I can blink it though.
Yes, from above. Round
Or Kara cancel, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
Oh, I should be aiming higher. That's too low of a kick.
Yeah.
round two.
That's where Redacted decisively wins.
Yeah, I don't want to be aiming for toes.
That's my fault, is that I can't chase him like that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because I won't.
Ooh, got that one.
Unless I do that.
Yeah, yeah.
Unless.
Round four. Dive kick.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh. I'll take that. I didn't die immediately, so I'll take it.
Round five. Dive kick.
Ooh.
Round six. Dive kick.
I'm like so scared of that. That's why I don't really want to push you into the corner. Like I'm just gonna stay and I'm gonna try to punish you from where I am because cornered beast is so good in the corner. Like if I get in any in that zone, you can just jump out of it. Ooh.
Oh, nice cable.
I just wanted to escape. I didn't want to do it as an attack at all.
Yeah.
Oh.
Kickfactor activation also would have screwed you there if you didn't do that, so that was actually very well timed.
Round eight. Dive
I wasn't even aware of it. Nice, nice.
wins.
Yeah, like as I'm pushing you to the corner, I'm just like, once I get to a point where I can hit you with new angle, I stop moving forward. Because
That's fair.
cornered beast is too good.
Yeah, that's
From
fair.
above. Round one. Dive kick.
Ooh, nice, nice no kick there though. I
Yeah.
was definitely chasing it.
Round
Right idea, wrong execution at the end.
Oh,
I got lucky there.
my foot was too far extended into your body because your head's so far out there.
Yeah, lucky.
Oh, lucky. That was just luck.
round four. Dive kick.
Ooh.
KO.
You were trying to hit the new angle, huh?
Round five.
A little bit.
I got the half feral stance there.
Fraud
Yeah.
detection warning. Fraud detection warning.
Round six. Dive kick.
Oh,
Come on.
Detected.
that feral, that wall jump though was very nicely timed.
Yeah. I do forget that, like, this is one of those few matchups where toe taps can happen a lot.
Oh yeah, I think it's just natural just because of Kick's movement, but I definitely am not aiming for it at all just because, like I said before, if we get into a point where you're still kicking, I'm dead.
Yeah. I mean, it happens a lot seemingly on accident, probably just because of his movement.
Yeah, I totally agree. Like both of us have very good ground movement, so as we're like fighting for that space, we're gonna hit each other's feet. It's just gonna happen. I think that also
Yeah.
happens with dive, because I think the
Yeah, it
movement is the
does.
same. Yeah,
With kick, it's just slightly different because of how he jumps.
yeah.
Round one. Dive kick.
Oh,
Yeah.
I kicked a little
commit
too
at the-
early. Yeah.
If I commit at the right time, I usually get the payoff.
Oh, there it is. Nice duck.
Round three.
All right, gotta survive here. Whew.
Round four. Dive kick. Headshot.
Oh, that's not good. Cameraman buckled knees, and now Kickfactor. Oh, yes.
God.
Total gamble there. I could have got headshot again.
I mean, that was the time to do it. That was absolutely the time to do it.
Yeah, see those? That's exactly what I was talking about for the chat. You gotta chase down that kickback. If you have a character and do so, those are your opportunities. Oh, too close. Nice rush down.
Yeah. I realize that with the way that you play, I have to try to be a little more aggressive. Because I'm not really winning the normal neutral exchanges.
Oh my god. It's worth the meter, worth the meter.
I was way too late on that.
That's definitely just muscle memory. I think if you do this matchup well, you wouldn't be chasing it.
Yeah.
Oh. Nice, nice.
I have to challenge a little bit more.
What's up, not Zach? This guy is fast as hell. Which guy? Redacted? It's a girl. It's a girl, actually. See, those are her puppies.
Yeah. You gotta do it for the kids.
We gotta be gender appropriate on this channel, so.
Oh.
Oh gosh. Uh-oh, two-player.
Oh.
Haven't been here all game. That dead zone. Gotta make sure you're always there.
Yeah. I can survive that interaction, but I have to respond accordingly.
Yeah, for sure. It's just, I'm just
Yeah.
saying it's a strong position for me, not as strong for you.
Right. It's definitely
It's not-
on me to act there.
Yeah, it's not guaranteed at all. Oh.
Took a bit of a gamble over.
No,
some
yeah,
there, but it
you
worked out.
you extended when I didn't think you would, and I'm like, uh-oh.
Yeah. I miscalculated. Really hard to control that level of movement.
Yeah. Oh, nice kick.
Round 6.
I've got a thought to share, but I'll share it after this round. It's getting intense. Oh my god, the hitbox. Regular. I should just do a slow kick there. It would have been fine. Nope. Missed on the gamble. Great set. So the thought I was talking about, or that came up to mind, was I think it was Lie to Me that we were talking about this. When you mentioned that sometimes it's hard to control your kick factor as redacted, we were throwing down the idea of why Dive's kick factor is so good, and it has to do with where it's one of the kick factors where you get this extra speed, but you're not too extreme. So you can still control your character a lot better with this, like when you don't have too much speed, I guess you could say.
Yeah. Dive's kick factor is like just the right amount of speed.
Yeah, it's a Goldilocks of kick factors. You get the extra height, and you have like not too fast, not too slow.
Like on paper, Redacted's kick factor is definitely one of the scariest in the game, if not the scariest. But I don't know a person on the planet that has that level of control. Even I don't. Like it's again, it's very, very powerful if you're actually like making correct judgments on where you want to be. But that level of precision is kind of ridiculous. So
It's just so fast.
yeah.
All right. Do you have a matchup that actually no, I should ask you for this first. Did you want to go one more?
Sure.
All right. Do you have a matchup that you know the best and you have a really strong against? Because I kind of want to get like the extremes, because I feel like, I mean, the kick one is like slightly above even. I think it's favored for kick like it is for dive just a little bit, but other than that, it's still a very good match. But that's only because of the fact that the chase downs, I think, is what brings kick up to dive's level, and we can definitely disagree because I definitely see weaknesses in like the way that Kick risks his head a lot because sometimes he'll want to go under, and that just puts him in spots that other characters just don't have to be to play well.
Yeah, like I think K-Bomb definitely influences the matchup more in his favor when it's used well, but I do feel like the level of risk that he's having to take versus
Yeah.
what Dive tends to have to do is like way higher,
Yeah.
which would generally be points against him.
But I kind of want to focus on other matchups where you feel like I can't play the worst matchup for Redacted, which is N. I could probably like show like the problems, but I can't chain headshots as well as like the best N. So, but I can kind of show it. But I want to play on the opposite side because if N is the best, like I want to understand like okay, what are the worst matchups against Redacted, and if you understand the ones you understand more, that's the ones I want to see.
Sure. Let me look at character select again.
Oh
real
yeah,
quick.
sure.
I have a pretty good idea, but I want to see just to be sure.
All right. In the meantime, I'll clear the score.
I mean, you could do Shoals.
I mean, I could. If you want to do that one, that's fine. I think Fencer is one of the worst matchups as well. I'm gonna go Shoals if nothing happens.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you want one that I'm very familiar with, that I'm confident is like in my favor, like I would say Shoals, because Capconian and I have played this matchup so much. It is unreal. I could probably play this entire matchup in my sleep.
Yeah, I don't feel like I could capitalize when I do get a headshot, but if I feel like I get one, I'll be happy. That's all I want. If I can get one headshot, I'll consider that. If Cap was here, he'd finish it off for me. Almost. So close.
I had to see how you would move.
Oh yeah. Ooh. I was like, I don't think you have Feral yet. This is good.
Yeah, I didn't. That's fair.
Okay, I got my headshot. I am now very happy. Oh, I think I would have missed it. Oh.
I killed myself there.
Fraud detection warning.
I keep forgetting. I'm used to fighting Cap's version of Shoals, not like any other Shoals.
Yeah, this is true.
Literally no other Shoals. I'll let that go. It's fine.
Detected. Fraud detected.
All right, I'm gonna chalk that up to luck because this is just warm-ups. I'll take my win though. Hey, I considered a win as soon as I got one headshot. I was like, yes.
Yeah, that's fair. It's a lot easier in this matchup than you would think.
Oh my god, scared. Go away.
Oh my god, you actually hit me.
I didn't think I would hit there actually. I was already deciding what to do. Hey Cap. Welcome to the stream.
I actually traded.
Okay, that was a yellow. Didn't work.
I was gonna say you committed pretty hard there.
Oh no.
Yeah, no.
I was waiting for you to cross up and then I was gonna go back and then the Kickfactor ate it.
Yeah. Yeah, you actually have to commit at some point here.
Yeah, I know. I'm like,
this
I'm
is
done.
a really bad spot.
Alright, that's good.
Yeah, I would take that too. Okay, that's fine.
I just came in because I was like, you have no Feral, this is my chance.
Yeah, no, that was the right timing.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Just rushing in there.
Yeah. I knew I had to think of my feet because I didn't have meter, so...
Yeah, I think as Shoals, that's all I'm looking for is when you have no meter, that's my time to rush in and try to get something because you can't duck anymore. And other than that, trying to make you make a mistake, which is hard.
This is definitely like the matchup of watching the other guy's meter.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You're watching how
Absolutely.
many pauses does Dr. Shoals have?
Yeah.
One. Divekick.
Okay.
Oh, you had that punish though if you just waited.
Yeah, that's fine.
Two. Divekick.
Oh, there it is.
Failure is beneath
Yeah.
Shoals.
Round. Three. Divekick. Ubersaw.
Ooh,
Oh my god.
yes, I counted.
Yeah, that's fair.
Round. Four. Divekick.
Nope, see?
Yeah. But you don't have hover, so I'm less scared there.
Round.
That actually does
Yeah.
matter.
Divekick.
Oh,
Failure is beneath Shoals.
Perfecto.
that was a dumb move. I don't think that canceling there would do anything at all.
Six. Divekick.
Probably not.
Oh, kick,
Whoa.
kick!
Oh, yeah.
I had
got
you.
kinda lucky there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
Divekick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Redacted wins.
So I had this, I think, at a 6-4, but I remember talking to Cap a long time ago, and I wanted to move it to a 6.5. I feel like it's similar to Jaffaly Shoals. That's what's at 6.5. But
I feel like
From above.
I feel like Cap and I have talked about this a lot. The only reason that I don't shift it more in Red's favor is just because of the headshot chaining aspect of the matchup.
oh gosh.
Oh,
Ooh.
Failure is
Ooh.
beneath
I got-
Shoals.
Yeah. That's,
lucky on a lot of fronts there. That was scary. Oh my god.
oh. Oh, you still had it.
Yep, just barely.
I thought you like ran out. Oh crap.
No, I deliberately go into feral when I'm about to run out of meter
Yeah.
because I know.
Divekick.
Oh.
That's fine.
The hitbox wins again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fallen archers.
Perfecto.
Definitely never haven't got one of those yet. The checking for the feral. It's always been
Right.
punished with a jump. Okay.
Okay.
Round. Six. Divekick.
Sandwich.
Ooh. I'll take it. No
Yeah.
more.
Divekick.
Oh.
Yeah.
Round. Eight. Divekick.
Nope.
Yeah, the level of precision needed on that is kind of crazy.
Yeah, I could have gone for the earlier one, and then I'm like, nope, still didn't. I didn't
Yeah.
commit. I should have just committed. But yeah, it's hard because I know with air cancels, there's so much potential if someone can play it well, and it's hard to take any points away from Shoals because of the fact that her options are good. It's just utilizing them to the max is tough. Is really hard.
Yeah, it is really hard, and as you've probably seen, like, Redacted can afford to play this matchup like Omega.
Very
lane.
safe, yeah.
And I mean, it's partially because I have to, because like concussion chains are a very, very real problem in this matchup.
Mhm.
But at the same time, it's like it's so easy for me to just do it for like as long as I want and basically experience like no risk. And it entirely lies on the Shoals player to, you know, basically not put themselves in a position where I get free hits.
Mhm.
Like, if I wanted to, I could probably play the matchup way, way lamer and probably still benefit. But yeah, it's just there's so much that like Shoals has to do to like really make me scared to do like basically anything.
Mhm. There's a one more matchup that I want to get your opinion on, and it's not on the red side; it's on the opposite side, and that's Fencer versus Red. Um, if you sit in backwards Feral, is there anything you can do as Fencer?
Um, I have not played the matchup to the extent where I have really tested that.
Okay, okay. Yeah, because I feel like if I can find a solution to that, then I feel like Fencer can at least be a little bit better. But Fencer, I always boiled down Fencer's matchup to can the player defend sword? How hard is it to pass the player? And what are the line options at the end? Because I feel like Fencer has no meter advantage because he doesn't get meter for specials because he has specials without it, and his kick factor is just you can pass the person. But if they're already defending against pass, it adds nothing. So they don't
Yeah.
have that eventual threat that other players do with kick factor or better specials. And so you can just play defense the whole time and then take them to line with. Spencer has the worst kickbox in the world. So in the game, it's like just on the foot, and I think the whole active kick area is covered by his hurt box. So if you tap it, he'll most likely trade. I don't think I've seen him win a trade where he won and the other person didn't.
Yeah. I mean, that matchup is definitely very difficult for Fencer. Just again, like it's really telling that like
Barrel.
you know, yeah, like Redacted is one of the few characters that literally just does not have to be threatened by sword like at all.
Mm.
And that is automatically a big problem because that's like the vast majority of what Fencer relies on to be threatening.
Mhm.
Beyond that, I mean, again, I haven't really played the matchup enough to say decisively, but I can definitely see that like a lot of like more sensitive hitbox interactions tend to work out in Redacted's favor basically always. And again, the fact that Sword just isn't really a threat means that like, like
Fencer doesn't have any teeth anymore
yeah,
after Sword's gone.
the Fencer has to work really, really hard to win that.
Yeah, Fencer's movement makes me cringe. Like trying to move with him is so hard.
I really like air tumble on Fencer, but I mean, the usage of that is really like I don't know. Like you have to be really cheeky with it, and even then, it's a little bit more on the gimmicky side.
No, I think his specials are awesome, but because of his like being able to duck under and duck across is crazy good. I think that both of those specials are very good, but they're not good at taking line, and they're not good against an opponent who is not attacking you because they're dodges. And so you want them to attack you to kind of get use out of that dodge. But if you're playing, if you don't have sword, they just play defense. The dodges aren't as useful. So it's just wrapped up with the rest of his stuff. It's not as useful as it seems if a character plays defensive. That's all. At least that's how I see it.
No, I agree.
His role though is freaking awesome against Shoals. Like I don't even want sword as Fencer when I'm playing against Shoals, just because I always want to be able to roll under her kick.
Yeah, that's fair.
Let's see. You want to do one more set to end it?
Yeah, okay, I can do that.
All right. I'm gonna play some S-Kill. I find Redacted to have the favorable matchup, but if I can hit one parry, I'm gonna feel good at ending the stream.
Okay,
敵を
Understandable.
撃った
Unacceptable.
I think that S-Kill just doesn't have the speed to compete with Redacted, especially Trick. I think is something you can react to, just because React is so freaking fast.
Yeah,
Select your
So
guns.
like all of I find S-Kill similar to like Kenny level character where a lot of it is built into that air special. A lot of the offense is built into the threat of the air special, and Eskill's threat of like trying to hit someone who lands really fast is just really hard to do with Trick.
Yeah.
This from above.
It's I mean, I don't regret the fact that S-Kill parry got nerfed from vanilla.
Yes, I don't either.
Because that move was incredibly toxic, but
It's just, I mean, being able to be like, it was so huge, the hitbox was so huge, and like there was hardly any recovery on it. Yeah, it was way too good. I totally agree with you.
I'm kind of sad, but at the same time, like, not really.
Oh, that was totally accident. I'm just trying to move.
Round 4. Dive kick.
Oh, I'll take the luck.
Round 5. Dive kick.
Oh.
Nope, it's too far.
Yeah.
I should have just fell down. That would have been better.
Round 6. Dive kick.
Oh,
God.
I was actually gonna go for the parry, the preemptive parry, but you kind of
I
moved in.
figured.
Dive kick.
Oh, thought that would hit.
Yeah. Oh no, I didn't want that.
That's the one time I can actually do a trick that works, or at least has a chance of working, is when you're on the wall and you jump off of it. I think if I get the trick on the cross, it'll put me in a better position.
Just in general, if I cross you over, but even then, that's like kind of read.
Very niche, yeah.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of situations where trick would work, and there's not many. At least not many I can think of that I've executed.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yay! I got one.
I should have been looking for that.
Dive kick.
Oh,
Oh,
I should panic parry there, but I didn't. But that's definitely something I should do.
2 in a row.
Yeah, just like I landed, I missed. I should be panicking. I should just panic parry.
I gotta aim high there.
4. Dive kick.
Way faster than I expected.
Round.
Yeah, S-Kill is pretty elusive. He's more elusive than with his teleport jumps. Because he actually gets out of the way instead of disappearing. Ooh, the chase down. All right, let's see if I can.
6.
Let's see if I can cover this. Oh yes. All right. Oh, I didn't even reset the scores. All right.
This is what happens when you don't fight S-Kill for like.
Yeah,
4
this
years.
is. I don't even know that many people who play S-Kill, so I totally understand. When you haven't seen a character in forever, it's like learning it all again.
Basically.
Well, actually, Briefs might come back. He just joined the server, so we might see some S-Kill in the tournaments. Ooh, I thought I would lose that actually.
I was gonna say. Surprising.
Ooh,
God.
that was actually intentional. Check my buttons. Oh no.
Wow, okay. A little lucky there.
Round 4. Dive kick.
Oh, kick!
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I thought you were gonna land instead of kick, and I was aiming for the landing. Oh, that's way too high. I gotta kick lower to have a chance at parrying.
Round 6. Dive kick.
Oh my god, I'm pushing way too hard.
It's S-Kill, I understand.
Round
Yeah.
7. Dive
It's
kick.
like, I can't be doing that.
Oh, okay. It's over.
Like that.
Oh! Oh! Okay, gotta move slower, gotta move slower. Nope, nope.
ラウンド8大キック Hurry up!
Oh shit. Okay.
That was me just wasting meter. It was definitely a YOLO kick.
大キック
I mean,
Sometimes you gotta go for it.
yeah.
Oh!
Oh god. Oh,
Ooh,
god.
yes.
I should have known.
This kill wins.
It's the only thing that keeps me safe.
Yeah, I keep forgetting that Redacted is actually pretty susceptible to parry, like just naturally. It's really hard to actually hit him
On the
like,
foot.
Yeah.
I've
even,
only
even though it's nerfed from vanilla, it's like really hard to hit that.
Yeah, with a lot of other characters, they can aim at the. So for people watching, the parry is only elbow and up, but the lower part of the body is hittable. So you can hit through parry as long as you aim low enough. But Redacted, actually, I've seen it happen where they've hit the foot, but I've only seen it once. It's like
Yeah, it's-
they were right on
it's
the edge.
really hard.
Yeah.
You have to deliberately bait it.
But what's cool about Redacted is you can just if they miss a parry, you have the speed to actually punish them really easily.
Yeah.
大キック
Nope.
Unbelievable!
I gotta like be really early.
2大キック
Oh.
Headshot.
Oh.
Yeah.
Not enough time to parry that time.
ラウンド3大キック
Oh.
Oh my god. What? Oh,
Like
you
cross up
mashed it?
parry. Yeah, I was just hitting it like
Okay.
panic
yeah, no, that's
parry.
fair. I would too.
4大キック
Entirely fair.
ダブルキ
Oh
ル
my god.
Ooh.
Yeah. I can't do that.
ラウンド5大キック
Okay, that was bad.
Lucky.
I was trying to time it at the top of your jump so I get a little height, but that was badly timed.
6
Yeah.
大キック
Oh, what the hell was that?
What?
I don't know what happened there. I was just moving around and it did something weird. I've never seen that actually.
Oh god, I gotta stop doing that.
ラウンド8大キック
Alright, I took this one, but I'm gonna chalk it up to no S kills, so I get the bonus no knowledge. Did you want to end on a win? We can go with Shoals again.
Now I'll run it back. Run it back.
We're on okay, definitely. I'll take that.
Figure it out.
This from above ラウンド1大キック
Ran out of meter, gotta jump out now.
Yeah.
ヘッドショット
Oh my god. I hit my Windows key.
Oh no. Are you back?
大キック
Alright, you're back.
No. I'm playing on a keyboard right now, just being sick.
Just want to make sure you're on the screen, that's all.
Oh yeah, no, I'm good. Oh my god, that was weird. I tried
That's
to
ver-
hit Feral and I jumped apparently.
ラウンド3大キック
But Bluer was asking Pow. I think we're gonna stick with the S kill for now, but
4大キック
you want to jump in, I'm down to do one more. And I can try to play red if Argen's not gonna stay.
Warning. Fraud detection. Warning.
ラウンド5大キック
Oh my god, it's like so hard to hit that.
Detected.
So my
And
goal
this character
is
plays like exactly like the counter to how I want to play the character.
yeah. So my whole goal is I'm gonna get you to not hit when I'm on the ground, and then that allows me to get close to you.
Yeah.
That's like my whole like. All right, if I just keep throwing it out, hopefully they'll stop attacking, and then that'll open up avenues.
Yeah,
But
I mean, I guess that's basically how it works.
because I don't know of any other offense that you could do with that skill.
I mean, fair.
Because I mean, I don't know, like the trick. If you're waiting for it, I can't do it. Oh no,
It's fortunate.
not landed. Can't do parry. I didn't even try that
Yeah.
time. Oh,
See, now this is more of what I want.
Round 4.
nope. Nice timing.
Round 5.
Okay, scary. Oh, nice.
Round 6.
Optimal timing there.
Oh,
Yeah,
that was very far from reaching you. I was like,
yeah, that's a very unfortunate spot to whiff.
yeah, just for the chat out there, if you want to try to survive, you gotta find out that approach and just gamble. It's risky, but that's if you want to survive, that's the best way to do it.
Oh my god.
That was a plank for sure.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Unbelievable! Round 2.
Oh,
My
I could have buried, but I was jumping.
Round 3.
Didn't land. Didn't get clocked in the head though, so I'll take
Yeah, that one kick away from. That's the reason I trick was trying to just catch the activation.
Didn't react to that.
Because Kickfactor's too scary.
Yeah. Fair.
Oh, nice, nice.
Round 6.
Parry's not one frame startup anymore, right?
It's pretty good startup. I don't know about the timing though.
Because I think in vanilla it used to be one frame.
It might still be
think
one
that-
frame. It's the recovery that got
7.
boosted. Like he has a whole he looks at the screen all dumb like.
Yeah. Oh. God, I tried to do cute stuff and I died for it.
So this is only because I know you so well. That's one of
fair.
your favorite moves. That's like
That's fair.
I was all like, it's coming, it's coming.
Not even mad.
Oh, you've hit me with it so many times that I'm like, okay, I know what Redacted is doing in this scenario right now. Not this Redacted, but I know what Argen's doing.
Cap knows that I love doing that way too much too.
You and Cap, man.
I'm pretty sure it has like a 20% success rate. And the 20% it does work is against people that don't know.
Yeah, it's scary. It's a very scary move. Cap also has this like I'm gonna YOLO at the start of the round like tendency that you really
Yeah.
gotta watch out for.
Yeah, I mean when it works, it's very scary.
Yes.
This from above.
All right.
Round 1.
Ooh,
Okay.
I think that was a shoulder, but could have easily been a head.
Round
Yeah,
2.
that's fine. I'll take a round.
Oh, there it is.
I'm playing around it now.
Nice.
Very slight adjustment.
Oh, there it is. So now I have to just now I can get close and not parry and maybe do something with that. Oh, that was total luck. That was just input mistakes.
Round 5.
Ooh.
Round 6.
Oh my god.
Yes.
I should have figured it was coming, and I took the gamble on a dumb move.
라운드 7.
It's really hard with Kickfactor, though.
No headshot. No headshot. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kickfactor just makes you want to go in, right?
unique tool.
No, I'm good. You got it.
Oh, nice, nice. You're like, no, I'm cool. I'm cool. Hype set, hype set.
All right, here we go.
Yes.
Real set now.
Real set.
라운드 1. Divekick.
Ooh, yes.
Okay. That's fine.
라운드 2. Divekick.
Nope.
Unintended
Nice.
glitch. 라운드
I have to just accept that I should not be going for headshots in this matchup. It's too risky.
I'm gonna tempt you. I'm gonna tempt you.
Nope. Oh my god. Yeah. So the problem is
It's
that
the
in
Kickfactor. Yeah,
my
it's the
regular
kick-
counterplay literally doesn't work because I'm too fast. That's fine.
This has been fun though. I'm very glad you made
Yeah.
it. Ooh, nice, nice. That was really good timing. I don't.
라운드
That hitting that on the right before you land is awesome. Oh my god, what the hell?
Oh my god, I thought I had it.
Tasty. It's too tasty.
No, I actually thought that I had the spacing. curves
Oh,
fairly
I'm a-
high.
Oh, there's my win.
Whew. Okay.
라운드
Great timing.
8. Divekick.
Oh, wow, okay. Yeah, the stall there is actually pretty good. Alright, you can have it.
Thank you, thank you. Oh, thank you for staying the extended time. I know you only said one game, but thank you for sending more than that. Hope everything
It
that's
happens.
yeah, I know you couldn't make it earlier, and that's totally fine. If I know life gets in the way, and some things just need to get taken care of. But
Yeah.
it's awesome to have you here.
Yeah. I mean, since POW was requested, I can do a set of POW before I go for sure.
All right, Blabber, you're getting a gift from Argenrost himself. All right, let me go queue up POW. There's going to be a lot of ducking and a lot of sailing past.
Yep. I mean, it's the counterplay is there, but it's definitely it's a bit of practice that goes into it, or at least a lot more deliberation. I feel like this is actually like I feel like this matchup is basically the same problem as the matchup we just played, but on the opposite end. It's literally like counterintuitive to what POW wants to do. So
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Like, I'm trying as S-Kill, I'm trying to bait you into just come on, come kick me, and you're gonna be doing the same thing to me.
yeah,
All right, I need to use my kickbacks more. That's all.
pretty much.
All right. Keeping it low, keeping it low.
Yep.
라운드 2. Divekick.
Oh no, that's bad.
Yeah.
라운드 3. Divekick.
All right, I'll take it. I'll take it.
Yeah, that's fine. That can definitely turn around like in a bad way for me. If I'm not careful. Oh yeah.
That was just a guess.
I mean, it's a safe guess.
5. Divekick.
Kickfactor's coming.
Oh my god.
Ooh,
Wow, that actually
almost.
caught my- yeah.
That was the frame right before you get stuck.
6.
Yep.
Divekick.
That's fine.
Yeah, no headshot.
라운드 7. Divekick.
Oh, try to get cheeky.
Yeah. No, it was a good call.
Dive kick.
I was just barely ready for it.
Oh, the backwards.
Hurry up.
Oh, nice.
I'll
The,
take
I,
that.
the Kickfactor activation. You had me either way.
Yeah.
Nine. Dive kick.
Oh.
Okay. I had to go for the YOLO. You were wary, so very good.
Yeah.
All right, what's my goal here? I don't know what my goal is. My goal here is to keep it low. I think that's my goal.
You're definitely playing it a lot better than I would say what usually happens on average. Because you're not. Because what happens more often is I get like inside of my dead zone, and then PoW players will overcommit and then
Yeah.
they'll die for it. And you've generally not done that, so you're in way better shape than. Oh God, I died because I blinked.
Yeah, I saw the blink. I was like, that was definitely
Yeah.
input.
Down. Three. Dive.
I was worried about that too.
Oh, give me the headshot, please.
I'll take that. I'll take that all the way to the bank.
Four. Dive kick.
Oh, dude.
Oh wow. Yeah, that's unfortunate. That
It happens
too.
on both sides.
Yep.
Five. Dive kick.
Fair enough.
I'll play it safe on those.
Round. Six. Dive kick.
Oh my god, that was weird execution.
The reflex on the... Is this bad jump? Press it.
Yeah.
Oh, I had that one.
Oh my god.
The kick factor was too fast.
Yeah, there was a lot of weird buttons that happened there. 2 rounds in a row.
Oh,
Couldn't get up fast enough.
all right. I think I've had you not ducking, and I have to mix in the jumps now. So there's gonna be times I'm gonna miss for sure.
Yeah.
Gotta play one way, force a style play, and then mix it up. That's the plan.
Sure. That works.
Round. One. Dive kick.
There it is.
No, I know the exact spacing that I want for that.
Round. Two.
So.
Dive kick.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go. That's what you want.
Yeah, exactly.
Round. Three.
I mean, even that's risky, but that's more of what you want. Oh my god, bad reaction.
Oh, so slow. Oh, oh.
Oh, what? Oh,
Are you
no.
in the game? we're getting
I don't know what's
the
happening.
Matrix right now. All right, I'm gonna hang out in the
Yeah.
back. All right, I think it's okay now.
Hurry up.
Yeah.
I got a spike there. Oh,
God.
Round.
I'll take my free round. Thank you.
Dive.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh, I actually thought that would hit.
Headshots, so yeah.
Round. Five. Dive kick.
It's fine.
that's me chasing
Totally
you
got
down.
it.
No feral meter. I gotta chase it down.
Six.
Yeah.
Dive kick.
Oh my god. There it is.
Yeah.
And
That's
that's
a dicey situation to be in too, because if you move, you basically get headshot.
Seven.
and if you don't, you could get headshot too. That's the position that you don't want to be in ever.
Oh god. Nice chase.
That's risky on Kong's side because that can still get kicked.
Dive kick.
Yeah, it is, but it's generally a good approach. Oh god, I couldn't duck fast enough.
Wins.
Yeah, I think as Kong, you got to take a little bit more risks because
Yep, you
yeah,
do.
you can't wait for line because Redacted will kill you at line, and so you have to take risk during the match because when it comes to line, it's like What are you gonna do? I don't know what to do against line. I mean, you could do portal,
Yeah.
but even then, it's like it's not an aggressive. I'll take the line with it type thing.
Right.
Excuse me.
This from above.
Ah, all right.
Round 1. Dive kick.
Connection's looking like it's better though.
Round
Yeah.
2. Dive kick.
Oh, that was a bad jump.
It was high enough that my response time is a little weird.
Yeah, you're used to the quick attack, right?
Hurry up.
Oh my god. It's not working out right now.
3. Dive kick.
I'm getting so many execution errors right now.
4. Dive
Upsetting.
kick.
Oh, fair. Oh. Oh, nice, nice.
Round 5.
Is Kickfactor good? I guess so. We'll try it. Oh,
Headshot.
Yeah.
Round 6. Dive kick. Compound wins.
all right, Blabber, you got your POW run, but I'm gonna ask Argen, do you want to run that back?
For the sake of preserving my dignity, sure.
I will take it.
I'm mostly just not happy with the number of execution errors I had in that, so we'll see if I can clean it up before we stop.
This
For
from
sure.
above. Round 1. Dive kick.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I knew as soon as I kicked, I'm like, this is bad.
Yeah.
Round
You're definitely playing this like very smart. But yeah.
KO. Round 3. Dive kick.
Nope, nope.
Round 4. Dive kick.
I was thinking my walking in doesn't work. Maybe I'll try a rush in. Maybe not.
Yeah.
Oh.
That was very fortunate on my end.
I think if you didn't have Kickfactor there, I think I would have tagged you because you got to the
Yeah.
ground extra fast that one.
Round 6.
Yeah.
Dive kick.
Okay. Yeah. Took my guess. I can't be mad at it. You had Kickfactor. I'm not making it to the wall. So.
Yeah, no, that's definitely like a. I mean,
Between a rock and the hard place on top.
yeah. Usually it's red tends to get the win there, but usually if you mess up, you get concussed. So it's still approach with care situation. Okay. See, now you're actually deliberately playing around Feral, which means it's a little trickier.
Dive kick.
Have to. It's the match, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Round 3.
Yeah, Kickfactor's on the way.
Dive kick.
Oh! It's like, can I chase this down? No, I cannot.
Yeah,
Round
that's why I do it.
dive kick.
Yeah, super safe on the activation. Oh my god. Oh, run!
I'm happy that I actually reacted to that, because that could have gone very badly. Cool.
Oh,
Oh, I'll take it.
Round
it's nice.
5. Dive kick.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
When do I let go? I didn't let go. I just let computer do it for me.
I didn't get there fast enough.
Round 7. Dive kick.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
I respect the risk.
Yeah, no, it was a bad thing, and I just tried to escape it with the brakes. Put on the brakes.
Yeah.
Nope. I should not have tried to get cheeky there.
Okay. That's what I was worried about.
Oh, you know
'Cause
me well. You know me well.
The YOLO play there is like it's actually very effective. Like it's obviously risky, but like I have to watch for it because if I don't, I will die. That's very consistent.
Good read. Good read. Ooh.
I missed
Actually,
that barrel.
yeah, I thought I would miss that.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I should
Alright.
be able to convert those. Well played. Well played.
Happens. I definitely hit a button and then I just like fumbled. That's fine.
Yeah.
I accept my fate there.
I was just like, I want to get the hit this time. I'm not going to go for the headshot. I'm just going to get my hit and be happy with it.
This is just weird. I got too antsy trying to act.
Oh no.
I stalled just long enough there.
Well read, well read. No, the vortex.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Oh, that was just an unfortunate activation.
I'm pretty sure I can cancel there, but it's like hard.
I'm probably going to lab that later. I just want to see if I can mash it out.
Yeah. I know that I've done it before. It's just like, it's probably really precise.
Oh, I survived.
Yeah.
Whenever I'm there, I'm just like, just don't get hit in the head. That's all I want.
Yeah. Just barely.
Oh, Kickfactor's on the way, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
I respect that. I respect that. That wasn't the worst thing to do. That was a little bit questionable.
Hey, I got to gamble.
Yeah, but
Alright, there. I gave you my leg. Happy.
yeah, that's fair.
Okay, you didn't do it. I'm like waiting for it.
I learned my lesson.
I was like, he's gonna jump. He's gonna jump. Do it. Come on.
That's the mix-up now.
Yeah, right. Ooh, you had me.
I thought I could get high up in time.
Ah. Ooh. I'm just using portals as rhythm mix-ups. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair.
All my cheeky ones have been bad, but the rhythm mix-ups have been like at least decent.
Yeah. It usually gets you out, or at least like you can kind of steal momentum.
Yeah. Nope.
Okay.
I was hoping you'd feral there, but I don't think that was the right
Yeah.
spot.
That's
Finally got one.
That's why I worry about that.
Yeah, I finally got one.
That is the reason why I worry about that.
Oh no.
Okay.
I celebrated too early.
Thankfully, it's not usually the worst situation for me. Thankfully, one of the rare matchups where getting concussed isn't like an immediate game over.
Oh, oh. Oh, the tie.
I'll accept the trade there.
Oh. Oh, nice, nice.
Round 6.
Very nice play. Oh,
KO.
I expect it though. I have to expect it.
7.
That's what happens when you keep going low. I'm just happy I didn't lose it, I guess, because you can lose
Yeah.
those.
Yeah. I'm actually surprised that it's been trading that much.
Yeah.
Round 9. Divekick.
Yes.
Oh my god.
That was a plink.
It's very upsetting.
Divekick. Double kill.
I got caught in my landing frame. Jesus Christ.
That's a good example of the landing frame, though.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a very good set, though.
Yeah, it was good.
That was like an example of everything that happened in this matchup with the over, the foot clashes, because you're going low all the time, the foot clashes, that freaking... It was amazing what you did as far as like, when I had Kickfactor activated, you ran to the wall and back, and it was so low, I was like, is that actually gonna hit? And it hit me, I'm like, oh my god. Because you're like just above the ground when you hit the wall, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was crazy. I didn't even think that was possible. So I saw something new today. I actually saw a lot of things new today.
Yeah.
Blab, I
That
hope you're
matchup
happy.
is like, it's definitely like red favored, but like it's so easy to just die to like bad execution because everything's so sensitive.
Yeah, because you're trying to get that quick kick because when she comes in, it's gonna be fast. So you have to do either the fast duck or the fast kick, and that's why I think
Yeah.
like Redacted is so high skewing, because just like Mr. N, you have to have those reactions to take advantage of the speed.
Yeah, if you can't reliably like feral on your landing frame, especially in matchups like this where like feral's like absolutely essential just to survive. Like you literally have to do feral to survive this matchup, or it's like borderline impossible to win.
I'm gonna give it to the newer players though. Don't be afraid of playing Redacted. It's gonna be super rewarding. It takes a little bit of more skill to get to the higher levels, but even at the mid levels, she's a monster, and I think you'll do well if you just make sure to time your ferals. Like,
Yeah,
mix it into
honestly,
your
just
game.
learn how to generally use feral, and that's already gonna be like a lot toward getting you there.
Yeah, it's funny when you watch when you're playing a new player that you have no idea, and you don't see him feral, you're like, okay, I think I got this. Like, because it's
Yeah.
like half the character is gone after if you don't see a single feral. So
Right.
once you see a feral, then it's like it's time to be scared. This could be a hard match.
Yeah.
Do you want to plug any socials at all?
My Twitter is Argenrost. That's really the only form of social media that I really use that frequently. So if you didn't follow me on there already, that's where you can find me. If you have any questions, if you're in the Discord or you just want to message me on Twitter, I'm available.
All right. Once again, thank you. I know you had some issues you had to take care of today, and it was great that you could stop by after. I wasn't expecting it all, so thank you very much. Giving insight to Red, I think there isn't a lot of Red players. Like, even though the character is so good, I haven't seen that many Red players play, and maybe it's because, like you said, it takes some skill to get to the higher levels with Red.
Yeah, it does definitely take a bit of effort compared to a lot of the more, I would say, popular characters, but I mean, it's very, very rewarding. I mean, the character's obviously very strong in the right hands, and there's a lot of cool stuff that you can do. So I would say the investment is very much worth it.
If Redacted wasn't pickable, we're gonna end on this question. Who would you pick?
Man,
That's what I want to know. If Argenrost had a pocket character, not for counter picks, but just as another character, which one would it be?
I'd say it's a 50-50 between kick or fencer.
Really? Okay.
I actually feel pretty good about my kick, surprisingly. And I just honestly really like Fencer for just how trolly he can be with sword shenanigans. So I would say those are the other two characters that I played the most outside of Red.
I mean, I've seen your kick before, and you have a similar style with your Redacted, and Kick can take advantage because he's also very fast. He doesn't have the same tools, but the threat level of his ground, it seems to suit your style well. So I think you like, I've seen you do well with him, and I don't doubt that you would be awesome with him.
That is the other character that I really like. So
All right, I think that's gonna be it. It is 8:40. We went an hour and 10 above, but we did have some technical difficulties. But to end it off, we are doing a tournament in a couple weeks. Go ahead and hit !Discord. You'll get the information there under the tournament info channel. If you guys want to come out and play, we also do weekly casual hours on Sunday. It was a vote about time. I'm not sure how many people are showing up just yet, but hopefully the more people that join, the more chance we're going to get people to play with regularly. And any closing thoughts?
I think I'm good here. Divekick is a great game. You should play it.
All right. And that's it for the stream. Thank you all for watching. Take care.
Thanks.